Nobody knows when you take it in and you take it slow, like that river rolls where that green grass grows. I can't explain it. Yeah, we sure painted it up. Around in multi-lane roads. We either stole every sign or left them in bullet holes. Wasn't nowhere as bad.
Oh, hang on to it, boys.
This town's been too good to run. This race until the weekend. When we said we'd leave it in a cloud of dust, this town's been
Our
too
Flow
good
Racing
to
Studios
run.
live from Wilmington, Illinois. Oh, and he catches the wall again, and he gets
Just like a hot night through butter around this quarter-mile oval. Ricky Horton Jr. Hudson O'Neal.
out of Oakwood, Illinois. It's Bobby Pierce with his first series win of the year.
It's never more appropriate than when we play it at this track on this night. Is nowhere in the world, Derek Kessinger, has been better to me than Fairbury Speedway. Don't forget, Dylan will join us live later tonight via online in the show. If you want to see him live, though, you saw his concert dates, visit DylanScottCountry.com. You know, I don't like to make too many dramatic proclamations, but I feel pretty confident saying this. If this place right here that you are looking at aerial shot, if this place didn't exist, I wouldn't exist. If I didn't exist, Dirt on Dirt wouldn't exist. And if Dirt on Dirt didn't exist, this live show tonight would not be here. Needless to say, it feels very good to be home. I am Michael Rigsby. To my left is Derek Kessinger, and we are live for Flow Racing Night in America, presented by Kubota at America's Dirt Track on one of the toastier nights we have ever had in the history of this town and this racetrack, Derek, but we're still up here doing the pre-race show. Derek, my hometown's about 10, 11 miles that way as the crow flies. The place you grew up, about 2 blocks where your mom or you always stayed. It feels very good to be back here home.
It feels so good to be back. How's that singing right there? No, it's
poor. You've not gotten any better since your time away.
But first Flow Racing Night in America, I'm here, fired up. Fairbury, like you said, 2 blocks north, right across the street from Dave's Supermarket. I never thought in a million years we'll be racing on a Wednesday night to lead up to the 35th annual Prairie Dirt Classic.
You've been counting down the days on Twitter with car numbers, right? You know, the Rumley car, 6 days to go. Snooky Dim was 2 days to go today. This town has come alive. Now, I will say it has been, the heat index was about 110 degrees today. That's why we're starting hot laps about an hour late tonight. But you can start to feel, as this breeze blows a little bit,
beautiful.
Derek, my hair in the wind starts to get kicked up.
Great.
The Fairbury that we know starting to come alive a little bit here tonight.
You said it earlier, it's going to be maybe a lively crowd once that sun starts to set. But, hey, campers, as far as you can see, campers parked in people's yards, golf carts galore, and we got an action-packed race here tonight, and also a stout field in the pit area.
Yeah, we're going to get to that roster here in a second. You know, again, Derek, this aerial shot of, and for those that have never been here, this place literally tucked in the middle of Fairbury Speedway. That's a golf course that you see there just on the other side. Camping, as far as the eye can see, that sets up this week's Prairie Dirt Classic. It really is. And I'm not just saying this because I'm from here. It really is a place like no other. Swab, this is a super fun night that we've got on tap. Obviously, the PDC starts on Friday, right? But tonight, as I mentioned, for Flow Racing Night in America, late models only. And it's a hell of a late model field. Let's get to the order of events tonight first. Just late models, Derek. No mods, no hobby stocks, no B mods, no anything.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling about that?
I love a lot. It's a hard 10. We have hot laps. We have qualifying. We will have 6 10-lap heat races. We will have 2 12-lap B mains and a $20,000 to win 50-lap B main. We've only ever had this race on a Wednesday night one other time. Ricky Thornton Jr. won this, Derek, in a thriller that Shannon Babb gave away last year.
I love RTJ, but him to take that away from Shannon. That's not fair. Illinois' firstborn son, so close. Let's see if he can bounce back here tonight. That was a thriller, and as my boy Racing Jason said, we had 3 races of the year all in one weekend.
Yeah, we're missing Racing Jason tonight. He's got the new job. He's not here with us.
He's grinding it out.
He's not here with us at Fairbury. You got a shot of that pits that we just saw. Normally the pits are very alive at Fairbury. It is so hot down there today. I think most of those pit crews did their work last night, post-Husitz, or early this morning. Not a lot of people moving around down there until that first motor fires.
It kind of reminded me of day 15 on the Hell Tour when we were in the Summer Nationals. You're at Clarksville. It's 110. The cement's burning on you. A lot of guys are working the night shift, I bet. And I think Shannon Babb was up until 4 in the morning putting a body on to get ready for this weekend. Yeah, he's ready to go, but yeah, super hot, but that's why we're starting an hour late. We're going to be okay. The track looks nice and moist, and it's going to be a hell of a night tonight.
65 or so late models. Let's take a look at some of the guys that are here, Derek. It'd probably be easier to say who's not here. Ryan Gustin, I had dinner with him last night at the golf course across the street here in Fairbury. Garrett Alberson has a nice year. You know what? There's only one B in Chubb, but we're so excited that Chubb Frank is here. We put 2 B's in it right here, Derek. How about Chubb Frank making his return to Fairbury Speedway?
Right now he's second up in Cedar Lake in the voting for the fans fund. I said, Chubb, we'll hook you up with some perks. You get to Fairbury the week before. And he said, hey, Derek, this might be the last time I ever get to race at Fairbury. I said, Chubb, you just got 8th at the Firecracker. He ain't retiring.
And then just name after name, right? Hudson O'Neal in the Kevin Rumley car. Bobby Pierce, last year's PDC winner. JD, who's always a little sour on Fairbury, back after his Lucas Oil win. Your Summer Nationals champion, Jason Fager. Ricky Thornton, Nick Hoffman, heartbreak last year for him. And Brian Shirley, who I think keep an eye on this weekend.
Brian Shirley won the $10,000 Summer Nationals race. Passed Fager about halfway point. He's ready to go.
I got Brandon Shepard of Brandon Overton, Tim McCready, Mike Marlar, Doug Drown, the Ohio native who loves coming to Fairbury. He's back. Dennis Erb Jr. be creeping around that bottom. Jake Tim, Tanner English, Tyler Erb. We're still looking for the dog. I feel bad for Turbo. Lost his dog this week. Cody Overton, Tyler Bruning. Derek, can McKay Winger, the boy from right here in Fairbury, can he put a run together tonight?
I've known McKay a long time. We're good buddies. Talked to him before in the pit area. He said this is the best car we have ever brought to the Prairie Dirt Classic. Him and the 99 car parted ways a couple weeks ago. He's on a 2-race win streak, including a $5,000 payday a couple weeks ago here at Fairbury.
In a tradition, Derek, all those Florida boys that ran the Summer Nationals, Clay Harris sticks around the Midwest, and he will compete with us here this weekend as well. We've not had a FloRacing Night in America event, Suave, since June 4th at Eldora. We won't have another one until September 11th, but what a great date to have the Scott Bloomquist Memorial at Bulls Gap Speedway. There's only 4 races left, so let's take a look at after tonight. Let's take a look at the point standings as they sit here right now, and I'm going to fire a question. Let's go hot seat. Derek Kessinger, is anybody beating the 32, or is this thing over, in your opinion?
So we got Fairbury,
Bulls Gap, Hopstadt, Sonoya.
And Hopstadt?
Yep.
No chance. I'm sorry.
Remember, he went into Sonoya last year with the points lead and gave it away to RT, though, in the final race, right? But, well, Derek, what about that top 3? Maybe the 3 best in the country, 32, 49, 20 RT. Only place in the country you see those 3 racing against.
Well, I was talking to JD today. He said, hey, how's your year going? He said, I wish we'd won more. He has 13 wins. So I don't know if that's just the expectation in that 49 camp. But, yeah, he's dialed in. I'm glad to see him here. I mean, you're a former champion.
You got to come.
You won in May here at the Lucas race. So you have to be there. You said, you know what? And they also said that you might give him some stake in the track because he's here.
I don't know. That's totally inaccurate. We've only got 4 races left. That starts. Let's take a look at the schedule the rest of the year for FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota. Starts at September 11th, as I mentioned, at Volunteer Speedway. Derek, the one I think everybody's looking forward to in the fall, final race of the season at the Helfrich family's Tri-State Speedway. Elbows up, the best drivers in the country on the paperclip bull ring in September.
I want to know when they're going to call it Shannon Babb Speedway. He won there this past year. I think he has 7 or 8 Summer Nationals win. That place is so good. And a guy we saw in 2012 shocked the world. Scott Weber is in the house. He said, hey, I saw the weather. I got home. I got done with work in Festus, Missouri. I'm driving up here. He's here tonight.
I love it. And, of course, we'll finish at the Pollard family's beautiful Sonoya Raceway in November 14th and 15th. Derek, it's always cold at that race. That feels like 100 years away, given the temperatures we'll have right here. Quickly on that Hopstadt race, it took us a long time to convince the Helfriches to have a date. I'm just really pumped about what I think is the largest super late model purse in the history of that racetrack here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Months,
yeah, that's great. And they usually usually notoriously had that Sunday $5,000 to win. They moved to the Saturday this year on the Summer Nationals. Crowd was great, so they're getting some momentum to have a big-time late model race there. And you know, it took a few years for Fairbury to finally get one. It was always a Labor Day race, and they finally made that leap of faith in 2013. So hopefully we can convince them to maybe, you know, have a big-time race like we are here this year.
Before we throw it to our first commercial break, we are sitting on the famed Turn 2 bus here at Fairbury Speedway. I don't know if we can get an aerial shot or a different camera angle. This thing's been here, Derek. I'm 43. It's been here my entire life. I thought we might have them up here, but we don't in the heat. I wanted to give a shout-out to Eric Dunn and everybody on the bus who lets us set our camp up here for an entire 2 days and work around this. This thing is a staple of Fairbury, the checkered flag top. Who knows? This bus is older than me and you combined. It's pretty cool up here.
Yeah, it's been here my entire life that I can remember. Also, the location for Suave Talk on Saturday, 3 p.m., so we have a great time. But always great to have a pre-race show on the hippie bus is what they call it, the locals call it.
The hippie bus, that's right. First set of commercial breaks on tap, back with Ben Shelton and Dustin Jarrett. Dylan Scott still to come as well. You're watching FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota, live from America's Dirt Track. Don't go anywhere.
Your Kubota was built to perform. Help protect that performance with Kubota Genuine Oil Filters, engineered for 99.5% filtration efficiency to trap harmful contaminants and reduce wear. Premium materials, tight seals, and proven test results make the difference. Available now at your local Kubota dealership. Kubota Genuine Parts, for those who do it right.
The most advanced body panels on the market. Aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. MD3, the #1 body choice for top dirt racers.
This is what you save your lunch money for. Welcome to the High Limit Room.
As Dale McDowell stretches it into the second spot, but it's Bab by car length. 2 to go off turn number 4.
Half a mile to go, the Chickamauga, Georgia. Dale McDowell now. He'll pull to the bumper of Shadabab down the front stretch. He'll work to his inside over in turns 1 and 2. White flag the next time by, Ben.
I think we're going to see a power move by McDowell as the white flag waves. He's letting it coast out a little bit. White flag in there. They're side by side at the line. It's Bab by a nose. McDowell in second. Now Bobby Pierce looks to the inside. McDowell inches ahead. Now here comes Bab. Final time in 3 and 4.
They were 3 wide in 1 and 2. McDowell's going to try the inside. Bobby Pierce on the bottom. Not enough. The Moweaqua Missile wins a thriller for the 24th Annual Prairie Dirt Classic. Oh, showcase here tonight at Falls.
What so many people forget about the PDC because of its sort of meteoric rise the past decade, Derek, it was in essence a great regional race for a long time. But all the credit goes to Matt Curl and Gunnar Sullivan when they started taking a look back in 2013. How do we make this event bigger? They moved it off Labor Day to July. They sanctioned it with the World of Outlaws, and it started that year. Last lap, one of the many last moment passes we had with Bobby Pierce on the bottom. That was,
he was like 8.
Pre-muscle Bobby back in the day. That really kicked it off that year. Derek.
I remember at Greg Satterley's bar and favorite bar in Bloomington, Gunnar Sullivan said at the pub too that they're going to move that race to July. I was stoked, and McDowell finishes second. And Dale, please come back. You can go up to Cedar Lake. Sarah McDowell's from there.
Yes.
You can go see her family and friends. You can stop a week earlier. Come to the Prairie Dirt. He has to have the best average finish of all time.
I want to say this right now to Dale McDowell. I hope someone clip this highlight right now. Right when I watch Bill Simmons, they say get the recording machine ready. Somebody send this to Dale McDowell. He's been here one time.
In second place. Or
second
third, maybe.
place, 12 years ago, we can't get Dale McDowell to – here, I'll tell you right now. My own personal money, I'll buy Dale McDowell's pit passes, and I'll give him $500 cash to come back.
Oh, boy.
Dale, we love you. Come back to Falls one time.
We need you.
Yeah, because listen, Dale's a little closer to the end than the beginning of his racing career, right? It ain't going to be forever here.
Yeah, and I remember that night I had some beers with him until 6 in the morning on that Sunday, and he's like, I'll be back, suave, and he's never been back, so he owes me, and that's a promise. I don't forget.
Derek, we talk about this all the time. Just quick, somebody puts a gun to your head and said, what makes Fairbury so special? In your mind, as someone who grew up in this town, what makes it so special?
The backstretch. I mean, every single person says, what's Fairbury like? How is it? I said, where are your seats? We're on the front stretch. We don't know yet. I said, You've got to watch on the backstretch because you can feel the momentum. You can feel the palpable buzz, as they say, just building. And last year, I don't think anything could have topped last year. And I say that in 2013 on that finish. I've said that in 14 with T-Mac and Owens, and it just keeps getting better and better.
And Herb the next
and also,
year,
those seats are harder to get than Packers season tickets. You know, the waiting list for Green Bay is at 52 years right now. So,
well, Green Bay keeps lucking into everything.
Yes.
Here, we actually have to do it here. They just keep, that's spoken like a true Bears fan.
True.
Here,
and then
right?
also the popcorn boxes. Personal touch for me. So if you see a popcorn guy in a crowd, get the popcorn, eat it, rip it open, and get all the autographs. I have a whole boatloads back at my dad's just growing up, so that's like a personal touch for me at Fairbury.
There will be. By the way, I think I just saw a Kubota tractor drive by on the road out there. Nice plug. I would get a shot of that. A great sponsor plug. It's certainly not Ben Shelton and Dustin Jarrett's first time ever at Fairbury Speedway, but I know the both of them, they really do kind of treat this as a second home. Guys, as we get ready to roll on this steamy late July night, let me be the first to say to both of you, welcome home again, guys, to Fairbury Speedway and Prairie Dirt Classic Week.
Well, thank you. And if my wife has her way, there's another house for sale across the street. She's going to buy one at some point. She's going to take off on the golf cart. We're going to come back, and we're going to own a home. This place is
It'll be lovely for Cheryl and Rosie Dog. I can't wait for them to live happily ever after.
This place is like home. And a lot of people give DJ, they give Derek and Michael, they give them grief about being homers. And, yeah, you know what? They're from here. We are not from here. You're from Ohio. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. But people treat us like it's home, and it's special when you come back. And I'm going to be honest, it's a bazillion degrees today. It feels like home. I feel like I'm back in Memphis, Tennessee. DJ, how about record heat? Why not record car count? 66 signed in tonight. That's one more than we had a year ago for this event. And I was talking to Matt Curl earlier, and he said, "Sure, why not break the record on a day where it's as hot as we've ever had it for this race?"
Yeah, and they've been out here working this racetrack. You know it's going to be good, right? Yeah. You know it's going to be just prime falls again. Ricky Thornton Jr., as they talked about earlier, won this race from 15th last year. I want to talk about something that we haven't really talked a lot about yet on the notable entries. How about a few of the guys kind of sliding in last minute that we didn't know about? Guys like Chubb Frank, as our good friend Rick Eshman would say. Doug Drown, who was last at this event. He told me 2 or 3 years ago, he wasn't real sure. But some guys kind of sliding in under the radar like that maybe we didn't have on our bingo cards until 24 hours ago.
Hey, yeah, I loved walking through the pits, and there's the Jedi. Jerry Bowersock is down there.
Yes.
And Boom Briggs was going to race at one point tonight. And he said, you know what, Chubb's racing. He said, McCready's obviously racing. He said, I'm going to take tonight off. We'll see Boom later in the weekend with the World of Outlaws when they kick things off the Prairie Dirt Classic Friday and Saturday. But you look at that pit area, and I tell you what, that really gets the inner child in me excited. That goes back to those days when you'd walk into a track, and there's haulers every direction. And by the way, if you look at the top left part of your screen, by the way, that is right through the middle of the neighborhood. That is the pit road. You drive through these beautiful homes. That is right through the middle of Fairbury. That is why there's a sign on both ends of town's DJ that has a late model that says, "Welcome race fans."
Look at that.
And it's something special. What you can't see is those trees have just about internally combusted today because it was so warm. But I tell you what, we've made the most of it. It's starting to look like it's going to be a pretty good weekend. There's a few rain chances, but the temperatures are tailing off. And I think it's going to be a beautiful week here in Fairbury.
Yeah, this is a great way to kick it off as well. This event, if you remember, for 3 years was one for the road in September. It happened after Eldora on the way to Knoxville. And just quite honestly, it never really played out in the favor of the fans and of the drivers, of the track staff. And so the decision was made last year, hey, let's have this as kind of the unofficial kickoff to the Prairie Dirt Classic. And my goodness, what an incredible decision that was. We had 65 cars here last year. We're up over 50. I haven't even looked late. I think we're creeping on 60 again today. Yes,
no,
tonight.
66. We got a record. Where are you at? We just talked about a record. I was also concerned on that aerial of that street. I was concerned my wife was with a realtor sponsor buying one of those houses out on the street.
I didn't
pit
want
road
to tell
view.
you this
Yeah.
this way live on camera.
But you are right. This is that we moved it. It
Yeah.
makes more sense here. This will be the 5th year for our series to have this. Back 6 years ago, a little thing called COVID happened. We went to Eldora. We did a fanless race. We came back here. A guy named Brandon Shepard won the first ever one for the road presented by I-Beam Sliding
Never
Doors.
heard of him.
I-Beam's a great sponsor. Brandon Shepard, pretty dang good race car driver. They're both back tonight. And DJ, I tell you what, as we keep ready for industry headlines over there with Rigsby and Derek, it's ramping up. It's a hot one with the temperatures, with the weather, but it's dry, and we got one heck of a field of race cars. Nowhere else I'd rather be tonight.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Guys, we'll send it back over to you. We are incredibly happy to be back, and I'm using my air quotes here, back home here at Fairbury Speedway.
Guys, thank you very much. What Ben doesn't realize is Cheryl closed on that house already, actually. So it's done. That deal is actually
And
done.
they got it insured. They're good.
It's
They're
all, yeah,
dialed in.
Derek, yeah, we got a guy that can sell you some insurance here as well. Derek, it's been a really interesting year in dirt late model racing, from the national tours on down to the regional tours, and sprint car racing too, man. What a chaotic couple weeks in sprint car racing. Let's take a look now at some industry headlines around dirt track racing. So, Derek, first one here, and I think this is what's interesting to me, right, is Hudson O'Neal, by the way, won his 4th crown jewel, right? He's got 4 at the age of 24 years old, okay? Bobby Pierce, at the exact same age, also had 4. Bobby now has 13. I think everybody kind of thinks that Bobby is wildly ahead of Hudson. He's maybe a little more accomplished, but Derek, their trajectory's kind of on pace in the crown jewel department right now.
Well, you also don't realize that he's younger than Bobby. You think Bobby is like the youngest guy in the pit area. No, Hudson O'Neal's a lot younger, but
that's right.
Man, he held off on that $75,000 payday, and it's hard to believe that he has his 4th crown jewel, like you're saying, but man, oh man, he's in that Rumley car this weekend. That Rumley car's had some great success here. Can he make it crown jewel number 5? We'll have to wait and see.
Injuries, by the way, on the high limit started to say. Let's talk sprint cars a little bit. Suave, I've never seen anything like it at Eldora between the high limit events on Wednesday, Thursday, the World of Outlaw events on Friday, Saturday. 3 of the top 4, the top 3 in high limit points, Derek, knocked out. Tyler Courtney's out for the year, Sunshine. Brad Sweet suffered a concussion. Aaron Reitzel fractured his right foot. I have never seen anything like that between gravel fighting with Larson, injuries at Eldora, meme coin, Bitcoin sponsorship craziness with Tyler Walker. It was kind of wild there, all headlined by those injuries.
Yeah, the injuries were nuts. I will safe to say that my kids will never drive a sprint car, okay? That's just some nuts. Those guys are crazy. And also, they thought the gravel Larson thing was big time. 2020 Cedar Lake, Turbo, Pierce. A little bit. I mean, last week, Bob Gardner and Darren Klein, that was a little bit more intense. But I just laugh when you see, like, 2 guys that are, not very stout. They're great athletes, don't get me wrong, but they're short. Just to see them 2, like, duke it out would be kind of funny.
It's a couple of, like, 5'6", 5'7" guys go at it. And listen, in UFC, those guys are badasses, right? And our final industry headline, Derek, I think you and I love this guy. We spent a ton of time with him. Jason Fager, his 2nd ever Summer Nationals title. This sport is built on guys like Jason Fager. And to see him still out there winning and competing and winning championships, very happy for Tracy and Abby and Jason and Austin, the entire Fager team.
And you could tell by their posts this week, they were pretty sure they weren't going to run the whole thing, but they had that points lead. They kept winning some races. They did very well, and they had that weekly point. So, hey, even if you get 2nd, you get 5,000. But kudos to Sam Driggers. Like I said,
it's pretty good this year.
I talked to Scott Weber, Hobstot winner, and Levi Kissinger, a Clarksville Summer Nationals winner, and they said this is the best the Summer Nationals been in terms of racing and car count in over a decade. I have to agree with them, especially a guy that's been on the Summer Nationals like me and you for a long time. It was very well played, and it was a good series.
Totally agree. We're going to take another set of commercial breaks. The great Dylan Scott joins us on the other side. FloRacing Night in America rolls on. You see the landscaping right there on the bottom part of your screen. Rolls on from Falls.
For 45 years of experience, Buzzy Racing has mastered the art of drivetrain specialties, spanning from dirt to asphalt tracks. You're not just a customer, but a valued member of our family, embraced by the tradition and passion embedded in every Buzzy build. We cover everything from rebuilding and selling drivetrain components, offering custom Buzzy parts, steering box services, and ensuring top-notch maintenance and support for braking systems. We are committed to excellence in helping racers maintain a competitive edge on the track. Get it Buzzy built.
Hosky's Performance Parts has been serving the Ohio River Valley and racers from all across the country since 1978.
Hosky's is also the home to Hoosier Tire Ohio Valley and Octane Race Products. We keep the popular name brands in stock and ship nationwide daily,
Including Winner's Performance, Willwood Brakes, Bilstein Shocks, Impact Safety Equipment, along with hundreds of others.
Visit us in Parkersburg, West Virginia, or online at hosky.com.
Allgaier Performance is your one-stop shop for all your parts, tires, shocks, and fabrication needs. From drag strips to your local dirt track and asphalt tracks, Allgaier Performance can get what you need on track and into victory lane. Allgaier Performance is now the Midwest dealer for Longhorn chassis, complete with cars and genuine Longhorn parts and components. Stop by our locations in Springfield, Illinois, or Brownsburg, Indiana, or visit online at allgaierperformance.com.
Big slider's coming. He'll fire it in. They'll work nose to tail. Bobby Pierce. Contact, no. They're side by side. One to go. The Barons, one to go. Ruben, what a race.
It's in this. Oh, it's right there in front of the 32 of Pierce. The Barons, 1 lap to go. Pierce going to take the lead on the final lap. Off of corner number 4. He's led 262. He'll lead the final lap. He's a PDC champion. He's a PDC champion. Whoa. Bobby Pierce on the final lap wins the PDC.
There has been so many last lap dramatics during Fairbury and the PDC. That was last year's final lap. Bobby Pierce finally burying all those PDC demons and winning his first ever. Derek, what's wild about that race is Pierce won $50,500. Nick Hoffman won $59,000 in that event last year. The guy that got second place because of lap money actually won more money. Derek, I want to get a shot of this down here. So we're live on Flo tonight, right? Live on FloRacing on a Wednesday night. It's FloRacing night in America, of course. Our good friends at Dirt Vision will be live here Friday and Saturday. Our buddy Cade, who's the producer down there, he's fanning me right now. Now, I don't think it's offering much by way of air movement at all.
I can feel it.
But I did. Cade did buy me some retro shirts. Cade, thank you, buddy. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So people helping people, Suave, out here.
Yeah, speaking of that lap money, in 2023, Pierce made $56,000 for finishing second. Sheppy made $14,000 last year. He finished 14th, so he led the first 20 laps feeling good.
Let's now get to our Todd Turner take, Derek, on FloRacing Night in America. Todd always provides us that Hall of Fame perspective on what we're about to see tonight. Todd came up with some really good stuff tonight, right? Fairbury, get this one, Derek. Hey, you're too biased towards Fairbury. Fairbury's had 9 straight late model features without a flag-to-flag winner. 3.5 lead changes on average in 2.75 liters per race this season. 10 drivers have led laps in 8 features this year. Of course, people forget back in 1990, Derek, $500,000 was spent on this place renovating it. I'd say that turned out well. And Derek, maybe the thing I'm most proud of on this entire screen on top, you ready for this statistic? Fairbury's 125 total super late model entrants this year. Not a single track in the United States of America has had more super late model drivers compete at it than Fairbury Speedway this year. I bet you didn't know that.
I did not know that. We're going to add Chubb, boom. You're going to add more to the list this week.
It's a good weekend.
Quite the stat.
Derek, don't forget that one for the road back in the COVID year. Kyle Strickler still with the track record. He's racing a modified this weekend up in Minnesota, but it posted a lap of 12-1 around here.
And before
Derek.
that, the record lasted from 2007, so a 13-year track record that Scott Bull had. Kyle Strickler, you're always welcome here. Get out of the modifieds, get a late model.
Yeah, we'll have more from Todd Turner later, but that number is pretty impressive, 125. Last year was a lot of fun in so many ways. You saw the Bobby Pierce, Nick Hoffman stuff, but it was also amazing last year because Dylan Scott, who always joins us for our pre-race show, he was here on the grounds last year, Derek. He pulled that gorgeous tour bus in. We parked him next to the sheep barn last year, but he really seemed to love it. His schedule was too busy to make it this year. Dylan joins us now, though, live. His final time, we're going to have him on FloRacing Night in America this year. Dylan, obviously, we didn't get to interview you after our show last year, but I got to know. You've been to a lot of dirt tracks. I didn't get to talk to you before you left last year. Just tell the folks at home, what did you make of Fairbury?
Well, first of all, y'all had to rub it in my face that I couldn't be there this year. Be by the sheep barn, and I've got FOMO so bad right now, it's crazy. So it was awesome, man. I really am not happy that I'm not there right now. I will be there next year, no doubt.
Yeah.
But man, just what a race last year, and just what a time, man. I mean, you guys, y'all took care of me, and I appreciate that. And just a fun time.
You know, I wanted to mention this to you, Carrie Perkins, KP, who runs our office for us, right? Carrie, we couldn't do this event without her. I say all the time, if Matt Curl and I got hit by a bus, no big deal. If Carrie gets hit by a bus, we're in big trouble. She wanted me to pass along to you. She pulled me aside and said, I just need you to tell him he is literally he's famous, he's amazing, he's so down to earth, he's so amazing, he's so nice. Carrie wanted me to pass along to you. She's missing you very much and just wanted me to tell you how much she appreciated your generosity and humbleness last year. So,
well, Carrie took care of us. You tell her I said thank you, and can she call my wife and tell her all those nice things? Because I could sure use that at the house too.
I got a wife question for you before we're done. There's a video on Instagram where I see where I think it was your son was hitting you with a belt. We're gonna get to that one before the show's over. So, Derek, I think you got a heat question.
All
for
right.
Dylan.
So you're from the Bayou, South Central Louisiana State, go Mud Dog area, I'm sure, but Waterboy reference. Hot down there in Louisiana, humid. Tell all these race fans how we can stay cool and still enjoy adult beverages, have a good time, and make sure everybody stays safe. You got any tips for us?
Yeah, I mean, hey, drink a bunch of water before the races, do what you can to stay cool. And then once the race is over with, just drink a bunch of beer and hydrate yourself back. And, I don't know. I mean, it's hot everywhere right now, man. I'm in Tennessee, and I'm telling you, I've been in Tennessee for 15 years, and last week was the most humidity I've ever felt in this state in my life. So it's definitely hot out. Just got to be careful.
Derek, I'm going to fact check.
Corn sweat.
Yeah, I'm going to fact check his beer statement. I don't think that's accurate for hydration. We'll check that before the show.
How many years have you known me?
Yeah.
Well, not really hydration. It'll make you feel a little better, though.
That is a good point. All right, Dylan, I'm throwing not a curveball at you, but a tough one. I want your answer. I think you and I both agree Scott Bloomquist, greatest dirt late model driver of all time. I say Bobby Pierce, most talented of all time. Am I nuts? Is it too early to say he's got more talent than anybody ever? What do you think?
Well, I'll tell you this. I got a special guest for y'all tonight that I think can answer this question very easy.
Okay. I'm ready.
The 995 Manny Falcon.
Manny, what do you think? Is he the best, most talented ever, Manny Falcon, Bobby Pierce? He's thinking.
I think Bobby Pierce probably is the most talented today.
Okay.
Ever? I mean, I think only time tells that, right?
Yeah, I think that's true. But am I nuts saying that, Manny, or no? I don't think it's too early to say maybe on the talent.
To date, I had a talk with Bobby a while back, and I asked him if he was comfortable up there running like he does, and he said, yeah. And I said, I just wanted to know if it was talent or just sheer, just being crazy. And he said, oh, no, I'm comfortable up there. So probably to date, for sure, most talented on the cushion, for sure.
Manny, is that a Manny Falcon hat you're wearing, that MF? I like that, if that's what that is.
That is for sure. Be it all retailers local soon.
Let's do a merch swap.
We took a flight out the other day. The flight attendant obviously doesn't know Manny Falcon, so she thought it was something else.
MFer, got it. Yeah, I'm following. Manny, let's do a little merch swap, a little flow for one of those MF hats. I want to know that. So,
I got you.
Hey,
pretty slick hat.
Dylan, last couple things. I asked JD one time, I said, JD, how do you know as your career progresses you're getting better? And JD said, you just win races, Riggs. He said, you just keep winning, you know you're getting better. How do you know in the music industry? There's no doubt you're more popular. There's no doubt your concerts are selling out more. I kind of was curious from a music perspective. How do you know you're getting better and bigger? How do you tell?
Yeah, I mean, I think whether you're a race car driver, a singer, whatever you're doing where, it's the fans you can have more fans, right? That kind of deal. It's a tough thing, and I think JD's right. He says, hey, just keep winning races. And it's like, from my standpoint, we can see the crowds get bigger. But there are days I'll wake up and go, man, have we reached the pinnacle? Is this it? Is this the top? But I think as long as you work hard and try to work harder than the person next to you, and keep, pushing forward and putting good music out. I don't know, man. I don't know when the end is going to be, but you just keep winning races and keep selling out venues, and you'll be just fine.
I got to ask you, though, is it like with racers and country singing, you say you're going to retire, but you're still putting on shows and clinics and winning every so often, you just can't hang it up?
Yeah, I tell myself all the time, I said, hey, by the time I'm 45, I think I'm going to slow down a little bit, but right now my kids are so young, I think about that kind of thing because I want to spend more time with my kids. But when I'm 45, kids will be grown doing their own thing. So hey, I may go another 20 years after that. Who knows? It's kind of like we were saying with Scott and Bobby a while ago. Who's the best? Blah blah blah. Hey, only time tells. We'll just keep doing our thing until it's there.
Dylan, last thing I was going to mention, I was pulling in the 3rd Street gate today about where you parked, and a guy on a golf cart drove by me blaring, "This town's been too good to us." And I thought that was a great way to set the mood. We're in America's dirt track, small little town, and he was hammering on his golf cart, and I just tipped my drink to him. So, hey, man, I want to tell you,
I played a show this past weekend, and there was a girl in the front row. She had a Longhorn hoodie on in the front row. And, I'm singing, doing my thing, and I look at her, and I hit her with one of these right here and point at her, and she went like that, So what I want to say is the dirt racing fans have been really good to me. I know we talked about this last time, but we're seeing it more, and it means a lot, because, hey, before I was doing music, I was going to the local dirt track races my whole life. So it's a passion of mine. I'm a fan. And so to be doing music now and the fans listening to it and jamming it in their golf carts, man, it really does mean a lot to me. So thank you to the fans.
Yeah, Dylan, this is the last time we'll have you on this year. Once again, thank you for allowing us to use your song as our anthem. I think the dirt world has fallen in love with you. So again, thank you, buddy. We really appreciate it, and I hope to see you back next year with us.
How's the track tonight? Have we had any rain? A lot of moisture? What we got going on?
Let's get Tiffany. Let's get an aerial shot of it right now to show Dylan. It is wet, and the humidity is 90%. Dylan.
Wet. So we're gonna have a nice cushion tonight. Nice little cushion up there.
I don't think Manny. We're not in Manny.
You can't beat that black dirt.
That's right. You can grow corn in that stuff right now. There will be a cushion, I promise you. I hope you get some time tonight to tune in. You and Manny both. So.
Oh, we'll be watching.
All right. Thanks, buddy. We really appreciate it. Thanks, Dylan.
Thank you.
Thanks to Dylan Scott. Final commercial break, actually, Derek on top. Pre-race show will wrap up when we get back from America's Dirt Track here at Fairbury Speedway.
In the market for custom race shirts? Struggling with who to call? Look no further. Impact Race Gear's team of top-notch artists at Next Level Printing make it easy to see that Impact Race Gear has the right combination for simply awesome race shirts. We provide shirts and merchandise for the entire motorsports industry, from late models to sprint cars to modifieds, dirt or asphalt. Just take a look at the top drivers and teams that trust Impact. And it doesn't take long to understand why Impact Race Gear is the easy choice. Be sure that your fans, sponsors, and supporters get the products they deserve. When you need the best, it's got to be Impact Race Gear. Give us a call, 877-743-8337, or visit ImpactRaceGear.com to get started on your simply awesome race shirts.
Since 1978, Sweet Manufacturing has been the leader in high-performance power steering. Employee-owned and built in the USA, we proudly deliver the best in-class steering equipment. With constant innovation and development, we push performance to the next level. Because champions demand the best. When precision matters and performance counts, trust the experts. Sweet Manufacturing. Let us turn your wheel.
Race fans, Dirt Draft is your #1 fantasy racing app. Play along with hundreds of events each year featuring the biggest stars in series and racing. Draft your team each race night and compete against hundreds of fans across the country. Or start your private league to battle your friends for the ultimate bragging rights. Accumulate points each race night and cash those points in for top prizes from the biggest brands. Sign up today and learn more at DirtDraft.com or download a Google Play or the App Store. Dirt Draft, your fantasy racing edge.
MD3, the most advanced body panels on the market. Aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looks so good. MD3, the #1 body choice for top dirt racers.
What a race at Falls. 2 laps ago, half a mile Falls. Cheer 'em on. $20,000 awaits your winner on a Wednesday night. Castro Flow night in America. I-beam sliding doors side by side. Ben Shelton, baby, this is fun. Come on, Shannon Babb. Here we go.
Miles moves right in front of your leader, Thornton, and inside of Babb. They're going to come back to the white flag. We have a new leader. You got a new leader, Ricky Thornton Jr. Final time into 3 and 4. Babb goes to the cushion. Thornton through the middle. Babb's watching it slip away. Can he get around him? Final time into 3 and 4. Thornton through the middle. Babb to the cushion for $20,000. Drag race back to the line. Who's it going to be? Ricky Thornton Jr. gets the win. Shannon Babb in second.
Welcome back to FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota, Fairbury Speedway in Fairbury, Illinois. And Derek, RTJ's made no bones about it. Fairbury is not his favorite racetrack. We get a lot of national attention, but RTJ does not love it. In that Kevin Rumley car last year, a great race on a Wednesday night. Shannon kind of gave it away there at the end, though, right?
Shannon. It's all right. He's pretty fast. I think it's the fastest I've seen him all year at Fairbury, the couple times he's raced. But, yeah, it must be nice to say you don't like this track but still win $20K. You know, it's terrible, Ricky Thornton Jr. But, no, yeah, great start to the weekend last year. And, of course, we had a great heat race action and, you know, the finale on Saturday with Pierce.
I don't think Macon would probably be considered his home track, right? Growing up just a stone's throw from Macon. But I do think, would you agree with this? If Shannon Babb were to win this race, it would be the most well-received of anyone, other than McKay maybe, that could win it. What do you think?
Illinois' firstborn son. He won it 12 years ago, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, it would be, especially towards the twilight of his career. He's in his low 50s. I think he's 51, but yeah, that would be a magical, and I think he has a chance to do it. That car's been pretty fast all year long, and he's been racing around home, racing a lot more than he has in previous years, running the Mars Series. So he's got that car always dialed in and always, you know, tinkering on it, as he says.
Derek, now is a great time to be a FloRacing subscriber in the heat of July and everything that we've got going on. We basically have the Netflix effect happening. You could turn on FloRacing, and at any time there's something. But I wanted to highlight a little bit the major events that we have coming up. Listen, everybody know Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Kevin Harvick. They own the Cars Tour, which can be seen live on Flow. But next weekend, Derek, the biggest night in the history of pavement racing, $50,000 to win in one Cars class, $30,000 to win in the other class on the same night in Hickory, the Throwback Classic.
Is that with all the throwback cars
That's
you
right,
tweeted?
Yep.
That Rusty Wallace one.
I know.
Maybe you want to get a Miller right now and drink it.
Carson Elledge and Kip and everybody that handles the Cars Tour. That's a big night next week. I may sneak my way down to North Carolina for that one next week. It's so big. Derek, don't forget, Lucas Oil returns to Florence Speedway and the annual North-South 100 at the King Family's track. High Limit out at Chico, Brad and Kyle's track, Silver Dollar, the World 100. Eldora, the granddaddy of them all, September 4th and 6th. Turkey Night. They no longer race on Thanksgiving night, which I think they should go back to if I get my vote at Ventura. And Derek, we wrap the season up with really, call it Crown Jewel, call it whatever you want. The Gateway Dirt Nationals races in front of 30,000 people now. It's flat out one of the biggest things we do in our sport.
Yeah, Sheffy's going for the three-peat. So
that's right.
Rondon Shepard going for back-to-back-to-back. And is also you guys doing the snowball again?
Oh, we will do the snowball
derby.
Same weekend, or is it different? Same weekend, the snowball derby.
Action-packed in December.
I know.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, December it used to be, somebody said to me, Flo, there's wrestling and cheerleading. And they said, well, what's your season? I said, there is no off-season in racing. We literally have important Crown Jewel, top-tier events.
Started off last week, Crown Jewels.
That's right. Started off last week, all 12 months. We're going to step away, actually, for one more commercial break. We're trying to wrangle our buddy Mike Norris. Before we get to hot laps and before
I see him now. He's in the perch in the infield. He's ready to go after this.
We're going to have Norris after the break. You're watching FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota. Welcome back to FloRacing Night in America. And Derek, I mentioned it, that heat kind of kept people down a little bit early in the day, but not out. And they're starting to come out now as this place comes alive tonight. You can feel it. It's about 7:15. Those trees over on that side of the racetrack there, Derek, on the western side, start to block that sun, so it will not have any sun on it soon, as you can see it right there. And I think once that sun goes down, the bleacher
lattes will be falling.
The bleacher creatures are coming out tonight. Before we threw it to our final commercial and went away, I wanted to get Mike Norris, right?
The boat.
Mike Norris. How long has Mike announced here now?
Over 20 years.
Mike Norris, who, Derek, you once said to me is one of the best 5 announcers in the country.
You laughed at me at the time.
Well, we had to refine him a little. But let me tell you, he is, for my money, he is without question the best local announcer in the country and one of the best announcers, period, in the country. Mike Norris made the decision a couple of weeks ago, Derek. He said, you know what, I want a pit report instead of being in the air-conditioned booth. What a mistake he made tonight.
Once again, Mike Norris not using his noggin.
With the temperatures, Mike Norris, the voice of Fairbury Speedway, will be down in the infield all night long. Mike, I bet you're regretting that pit reporting decision, aren't you, buddy?
Yeah, I see you guys. Hey, there's a nice breeze going on right now. I tell you what, I've always wanted to be down here with the action. I was going to start up on the bus tonight, but I saw you guys were up there, so thought about sitting on the back straightaway, but I didn't want to burn my butt with those aluminum bleachers. But it is hot out here. There is a cooling tent, by the way, here on the front straightaway. I visited it several times. A nice cooling tent to just cool down a little bit. But I tell you what, this breeze and the crowd is starting to file in. You can see them starting to file in. The bleacher creatures are on their way.
Mike, you and I, listen, me and Derek, we're from here in essence, right? You and Derek even more than me. I'm from Colfax resident, 12, 15 miles. You're here in town. And I want you to say this, and I want you to, be honest with us. This is our Super Bowl, isn't it? This town, this week. And I want you to just express to the fans and be honest how much you look forward to this week every year.
Yeah. No, this is, we talk about, man, you're going to get me choked up.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. Well, we talk about how you can use social media, how you can use streaming. People say streaming, streaming can do damage to your track. Streaming is keeping people home. Well, if you use streaming right, you can have exactly what we have, the Fairbury Speedway. And I tell you what, we have turned this weekend into a must-see attraction for people across the country. We welcome you. We want you to come to our hometown. We love it. We hope you love it. And the amenities, the people, the mayor, everybody here, come to Fairbury and enjoy it just as much as we do. And oh, by the way, a race breaks out and we have fun. We've had race of the year, and it is, my heart is Fairbury, and we love it, and we're glad you're here.
Yeah, I know Mike Norris. I love Fairbury as well, but, the armpit out east, Chatsworth, Illinois, has one Prairie Dirt Classic title, yes. And Fairbury has 0. Could this be the year a guy like McKay Winger have a shot to win it? He said he does have the best car ever coming here for the Prairie Dirt. Does he have a chance so you guys can tie us?
Good question. Chatsworth, by the way, a town about how many miles east of here, Derek? 11 miles.
It's always the running joke that Chatty can't do this, Chatty can't do this, but we're a racing capital over there, Norris.
McKay Winger has a legit shot here this week. If he can qualify well, you never know.
All right. Well, Mike, give us a prediction this weekend. Give me a prediction tonight. I want a winner tonight, and I want a winner on Saturday. Who is it?
I'm going to go with Jonathan Davenport sweeps the weekend.
Ooh.
How about that?
Oh, my.
Bring it on, Bobby. Bring it on, Ricky. I got JD to sweep the weekend.
A bold statement, Mike. Try to stay. There's no cooling tent down there, Mike. Stay cool down there, okay, all night.
Somebody could sneak me in a latte. That'd be great.
we will. We've got more Hall of Fame thoughts from Todd Turner before we give our final thoughts. Let's take a look at what else Todd cooked up for us tonight. Sometimes I don't see these until we go live, which I absolutely love because I know they're going to be good. Let's take a look at Todd's other graphic he's got for the show. Derek, a pair of father-son combos have both made a combined 21 starts in the event, the Moyers and the Pierces. Last year, 4 first-timers, Max McLaughlin, Dustin Sorensen, Carson Ferguson, and Austin Smith, who I believe is here tonight as well. 9 drivers have led at least 100 career laps in the PDC. Moyer, Sheppy, Bobby, Babb, Dennis Herb Jr., Kevin Weaver, and Don O'Neill. The 3 racers with the most PDC earnings without winning. How about Nick Hoffman, of course, last year, $65,000. Marlar, who Mikey's been good
couple
here.
Seconds.
Yep, and Shane Clanton. And since the event has been World of Outlaws sanctioned, 98 drivers have started the main event, and the Prairie Dirt Classic, of course, will kick off here on Friday. But we got a lot of business to get to with FloRacing Night in America tonight. Derek, let me get your final thoughts.
So, You know how Scotty Scheffler said before the Open that he won last week, saying like, hey, we only get to celebrate these victories like 2 hours, then we're on to the next one? That's how Hudson O'Neal's probably feeling. You know, he wins that $75,000. 4 days later, we're here at Fairbury, and it's all these guys want to win the race. They're all chasing him, and you really don't have time to think like you used to. And just really these last 3 weeks, how many different guys have won? It's been kind of a hodgepodge, a little bit spread out, a little bit of a even playing field. So I think going into Fairbury, I don't think there's really a big-time favorite because all these guys have been so good here lately. And looking forward to that. And this stat was looking at my notes. Billy Moyer is projected to come here this weekend.
Yeah, he should race this weekend.
He won his first Prairie Dirt Classic September 5th, 1992. 4 winners of this historic event weren't even born yet. Can you guess the 4?
Okay, Bobby Pierce, obviously.
Yes.
Kyle Larson.
Yes,
was not
he's the
born.
oldest of them.
Oh my gosh, 99. Devin Moran. And
we think he's old, but he's not.
Tell me the last one.
Brandon Shepard.
Sheffy, yeah.
Yes.
Sheffy,
So
Sheffy.
that's quite the nugget there, and he's going to, try to make his 22nd ever start. He's a 5-time winner, Billy Moyer. So pumped that he's planning on being here, and hopefully we see him here this weekend. And I thought that was a pretty cool stat that he's still slinging dirt and still winning races. He started 8th last week and won.
I think we did a retirement ceremony for him. It's like
10 years ago.
7 years ago.
15, I think.
My final notes are this: when you put new dirt on a dirt track,
right.
You never know how it's going to react. Let me tell you this: we put new dirt on last fall. It's honestly, top to bottom, been one of the best seasons for racing in the history of this racetrack. All the credit goes to Roger Stryker and his track prep team who've been here every week. Of course, Chad Bowman's not here every week anymore, but Chad Bowman is involved this weekend. Will be here helping Roger. Chad does an amazing job, but Roger and them got that dirt mixed. They've done an incredible job. It's been good all year. Derek, I'm curious about those Hell Tour guys, right? Jason Fager, Tyler Erb. I'm not saying Ricky and JD need the laps, but those guys just went and ran 30 times on these kind of racetracks. Does that give them a little bit of a leg up this weekend? And how about this stat? A lot of talk about the weather this weekend. The PDC has never rained out. We got canceled for COVID once. I'm tempting the fate.
We got rained out in 2011, but they pushed it back a couple weeks.
Right?
But
Well, it was Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday race.
Yeah.
Yes.
We completed the race.
Yes.
Right? We completed
Never
the race.
not washed out completely.
Derek and I will be right back here after qualifying tonight. We have some thoughts post-qualifying. We will also be here when the race is over tonight on the post-race show where Devin Moran, who's about the only named driver we don't have this weekend. Devin will join us via online later tonight. We'll have him virtually, so Devin will be back here. We're going to step away. Last commercial break for us. When we come back, you'll see that rocket one of Brandon Shepard on the track. Ben Shelton and Dustin Jarrett will bring you home the rest of the night. You're watching FloRacing Night in America from Fairbury Speedway. Back with Ben and DJ after this.
Hosky's Performance Parts has been serving the Ohio River Valley and racers from all across the country since 1978.
Hosky's is also the home to Hoosier Tire Ohio Valley and Octane Race Products. We keep the popular name brands in stock and ship nationwide daily,
including Winner's Performance, Willwood Brakes, Bilstein Shocks, Impact Safety Equipment, along with hundreds of others.
Visit us in Parkersburg, West Virginia, or online at Hosky.com.
The Rocket Chef launches tonight at Barber City and wins the 13th edition of the Illini 100.
And his name in the history books. New Waverly, Texas, Tyler Erb is a Little Bill Cora Memorial winner. Top turn number 4, the final time, and it is Greg Sarah's their second night in a row.
The Hawkeye Land 40 goes to Brandon Shepard.
I have terrible vision. I got hooked up with Death Ridge, and being able to see when you're racing is pretty important. Glare is somewhat of a big deal, and with these there's really no glare at all. They just fit really well. They don't go over your ear, they just go straight around your head. Full believer in them. I feel like they help a lot compared to what I'm used to. I have nothing but good to say about them.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Fairbury Speedway in Fairbury, Illinois. A great look there at the I don't know if you want to call that a hazy sunset or just the haze, Ben. The wind turbines off in the distance here just outside Fairbury, Illinois. One for the road, FloRacing Night in America. And whether you're here on the grounds or you're watching at home, we are glad that you're with us.
I think actually the humidity is eating the windmills out in the fields.
So it's one of those days where it is the humidity is so high that you probably, like me, when I stepped out of the office here at Fairbury, the air-conditioned office, my sunglasses fogged up immediately.
Instantly.
Yes, and it took 5 minutes for them to defall.
If you went out there, you would never be seen again. It's 88 degrees, but we think that has not been adjusted for the 100 degrees that goes in front of it. It's 88 degrees, but the humidity is what's high today. Was it corn sweat? Is that what they call it? I'm a city boy. I have no idea. Those 9 mile per hour winds are straight out of a hairdryer into your face. And it's broken clouds, except over there on the windmills where they're under attack from these said clouds. But I tell you what, every once in a while the breeze picks up. I think when the sun goes down, is it going to be super cool tonight? Nope. But I think it's going to be a nice night. As we're up here in the tower, right over the flag stand. Here we are.
Hey,
there's
wave at the camera.
There's Brad.
They're down there.
Papa Smurf Hockaday next door. As we've got the whole tower, the entire Fairbury staff said, "Forget you hobos, we're not coming up there." So we've got the whole staff, and we have the W. Now, DJ, how do you feel about this W, Anderson? Explain to the viewers at home what this W represents.
Are we still on camera?
Go ahead.
Okay, no, I can't. I can't do what I was.
What does it represent?
Well, I mean, you've seen the decals and like the back of guys' pickup trucks, right? Where they
which team?
I can't.
Okay,
it's a bad. Listen, my team stinks this year.
So
okay,
it's the Cubs, right?
It is the Cubs. The Cardinals stink this year, so I can't.
Is this one W in honor of the one win that the Cardinals have had?
That seems that way. I've got my dog at home dressed in like Cardinals, jerseys and laying on Cardinals rugs and.
Wow, look at this view right now.
That's a cool shot.
I mean, if Mayberry had a racetrack, Andy, Opie, Aunt B, Barney, they'd all be out here.
We're here.
Sarah
we
on the phone that was listening to every phone call. They'd all be out here at America's Dirt Track. We're moments away here from Dirt Draft Hot Lap. 66 cars tonight, DJ. And again, we'll have Group A and B format tonight. Group A will make up heat races 1, 2, and 3 out of our qualifying here tonight. The Sunoco Racefields qualifying. Group B will make up heat races 4, 5, and 6. 6 heat races, 10 laps apiece. Top 3 out of each heat go to the feature. And then if everybody out of the heats elects to run the old hooligan races, the Coleman Farms B mains, the late Perry Holman would say that, call them the hooligan races, we could have 24 cars and 2 B mains. It's taking 2 cars. What could go wrong?
Yes, that's true. Yes. I'm sorry. Mike Norris just texted me from the infield that Opie is here. By the way, you talked about Mayberry. We do have Opie here.
Well, but he talks like this, So, of course, Mike Spatola, 3-time track champion
here.
He is. Not last year, though. McKay Winger, the champion. And McKay, a few weeks ago, got his first win of the year. He's back in his own McKay Winger Motorsports ride. He's going to be one to watch. He's always one of those that you feel like is on the cusp of upsetting the tours when they come to town. And I'm just going to ask you, if McKay Winger wins a show like this, is it an upset?
Oh, if he wins tonight, yes, I think it's an upset. And take nothing away from McKay Winger. Right. I consider Winger a good friend of mine, but I mean, it when you look at the drivers that are here, right, when you get down through and look, I mean, it's a World 100 caliber field. So again, take nothing away from Winger, but I mean, if he comes in here and wins this, I think so. And I think that I don't know that he would say that it's an upset. I know the fans here would say it's an upset. DJ is going on record and saying yes, if McKay Winger can beat Ricky Thornton Jr. and Bobby Pierce and Jonathan Davenport and Brandon Shepard and these guys, even at his home racetrack, I consider it an upset.
I can't wait until he wins and calls you out, or Janae Gustin does. One of the two. I'm going to take one of the two calling you out. You see the cars starting to line up down there, and again, you talk about the local ringers. I tell you, a guy that we see in the shot there, the 50 of Caden Klatt. You don't know where Caden Klatt's going to show up anymore.
Some of our races lately.
Yeah, the Edina, Missouri driver in car 50, the Millard Family Chapel's entry, and I think that's what's cool about this event. You really never is going to show up. Eli Johnson. I'll be honest, I was not aware of Eli until the Dirt Late Model Dream this year, and he has rolled into town. He's part of the show here tonight, the Moorhaven, Florida driver.
He ran the entire Summer Nationals tour as well.
One of 10 drivers, and we are bringing cars to the Speedway now as it is time to get the racetrack sealed in. Let's go with Dirt Draft Hot Laps, and coming out first, Chase Osterhoff, the driver out of Kankakee, Illinois. Those are off fence. Country Flower Market Clements, powered rocket for Chase Osterhoff, and behind him in car 38, Tomas Hunziker, hot sauce out of Bend, Oregon. In the Rocket XR1, Pro Power Racing Engine, Certainty AM1 Roofing and Siding, car 38.
They'll be followed by the driver out of Urbana. Nope, he is not out of Urbana, Illinois. Check that again. It's Urbana, Missouri.
That's
Shame
right.
on you, DJ, for not having your notes in
Richie
line.
Hedrick. No.
That is, yes, it is. Dylan McCowan in the mobilization funding. Adam Family Motorsports, Justin L. Langston Electrical Contractors, sponsored number 75. Behind him is going to be one half a double duty. That is Justin Duty out of Milano, Oregon, in the Don Frank Floors First Class Septic Roberts B Company, sponsored number 15, fresh off a runner-up finish with the Mars Late Model Championship last week.
Had a good run with FloRacing Night in America at Marshalltown earlier this year as well. Behind him, the 20TC Tristan Chamberlain, a 3-time winner this year. The Infinity Race Car Spec Racing Engine, Gibson Racing, Keg Sewer Nozzles, all sponsors for Tristan Chamberlain, the teenager out of Richmond, Indiana. And behind him, in the 157, back in a Longhorn tonight, Mike Marlar. Clements Power under the hood of Skyline Motorsports, Truck Country Quick Supply Company, Brooding Rock Products, number 157. 3 wins on the year. His wins include Mudlick Valley, Rockcastle, and Sharon. Has anybody ever put those 3 wins together in a season?
No,
I say no.
I don't think they have either. Hey, behind him is going to be the driver of the number 18. He's third in the Mars Series point standings. That's the Mowequa Missile, Shannon Babb, that's right, in the Petroff Towing, Donnelly Trucking, Dynagrove Seed, CGI Piping and Fabrication sponsored entry. He will be followed by the driver heading into turns 3 and 4 out of Sheffield, Illinois. That's going to be Rich Bell, the 2021 Sunoco American Late Model Series champion. In the Bell's Transmission, Red's Bar and Grill, Ritas and Dorothy Quickle sponsored number 21B.
So that's how we're going to roll them around. We'll seal this racetrack in a little bit, as they've been out working on the racetrack. Mike Marlar out there pointing probably at another race that we don't know what he won at a track that we haven't been to. So you've been to Sharon, obviously. Have you been to Rockcastle or Mudlick Valley?
So I've looked at Rockcastle before, back when it was asphalt. I've not seen a race there. I have been to Mudlick. You may or may not have a Mudlick T-shirt.
It's actually It's big enough for both of us to wear it. But I was very gracious for that. And Mike Marlar stopped back there. I did talk to the crew chief down there. Josh Davis was down there, and he said, we got the Longhorn out tonight. I asked him, I said, Infinity or Longhorn? He sat there for me. He goes, we got the Longhorn tonight. So it was. There you go. There was a little Jeopardy music playing in the background, and I just thought it was delirium for the the heat exhaustion we all had out there today.
So I went to
Osterhoff's 130. One quote, by the way, I am a sucker. We talk about it all the time. The 3-digit numbers, and that 130 looks really cool on Osterhoff's 130.
Yeah, one of your favorites. I know you like that. Mike Boland, you always talk about
Triple Deuce,
right? Yeah.
Triple Deuce.
I went to Mudlick Valley back on July 26th. Almost exactly this point 22 years ago. July 26, 2023, Bucky Jackson got the late model win that night.
I've got a Bucky Jackson shirt, too.
No, I know you don't.
No. I love that. Hey, how about Tomas Hunziker? Tomas, I feel like, races 8,000 races a year in car 38. And I want to brag on Tomas. Tomas still learning the ropes of dirt late model racing. He's been a feature winner, did the Summer Nationals again this year. Tomas also a sponsor of races. Mike Norris, I hear you keyed up down there. We'll catch you right after we drop the checkered flag on this set. As you see the 75 Urbana, Missouri driver, Dylan McCowan. There's the 15, Justin Duty. Duty's on the door of a big win, too. It is coming.
I know, man.
And I love that family. They are fantastic people. Saw John and Tricia in the pits today as parents.
Oh, I've not got to see them yet. They are such good people. He comes into the event fifth in the Mars Late Model Series points innings. Tristan Chamberlain, the 17-year-old second-generation driver out of Richmond, Indiana. Ben, he continues to just show signs show signs of, I don't want to say improvement, but he keeps going out. He's, much like some of the guys that you and I see on the Lucas Tour, he keeps going out, taking his lumps on the World of Outlaw Tour, and that's led to 3 wins this year, 2 of those at Moeller and the other at 191.
I mean, he is. He's out there, and that's what it's interesting. You're seeing a lot of progression there out of Tristan, and these races are hard to win. I don't care where you're at, as Hunziker gets his car turned back around. And we'll go green flag once again. That was our first Midwest Sheet Metal caution of the night, and we want to give a shout out to Chris Davis, our buddy. Chris is on the men's still, owner of Midwest Sheet Metal. And Chris was with us at this race a few years ago. Chris, we want you back here next year. Take care of yourself, bud. We'll see you really soon.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We miss seeing Chris Davis at the racetrack. I know it killed him to not be at Wheatland for the Diamond Nationals, but CD, keep taking care of yourself, brother. We're going to see you again here really, really soon.
It looks like, either Brad Hockaday is counting my entry fees for the night next door, or he won a dice game in the pit area. There's just he's stacking cash.
I see that.
Hey, by the way, we talked about McKay Winger, if he could win tonight. Let's do a little fun with numbers.
Okay.
Okay. What number's McKay?
42. Yeah.
Tonight is our 42nd all-time event for FloRacing Night in America.
Look at you.
I'm just
the most famous 42 since Todd Andrews.
Oh, my. Oh, my. I love those Todd Andrews cars, by the way.
The Cowan truck line, number 42.
I love it.
You didn't have that in your bingo card, did you?
I did not. Do you think Norris knows he has the microphone on down there? Because
I don't think that he does. No, he says it's not on. I think it might just be because the press box here is basically over top of the racetrack. And
I was actually fourth fastest in that set of Dirt Draft Hot Laps.
You were.
On top of the track.
Yeah, great job. Great job.
Well, right now, Justin Duty was, though, a 14.237. Missing data is going to go right past him to the top of the board. Justin Duty second fastest. Get some of these transponders hammered out here tonight as they will draw the yellow lights on the speedway. Dylan McCowan goes around out of turn number 4. No harm, no foul. That's just if something broke on the front of that car. Talked to Daniel Adam in the pitter. Of course, Daniel's been running the modified for most of this year. Daniel said that might be back in the late model a little bit here in the next week or two. But tonight, Dylan McCowan in there. Shannon Babb in car 18 on your screen. And I do believe Shannon might have been the fastest car in there. There he is, 14.237. Missing data himself, the Mawikwa missile, Shannon Babb.
Huh.
Yeah, 14.237. Justin Duty looked fast as well. Next of the cars make their way out, and they're going to be led out by former PDC champion T-Mac Timmy McCready out of Watertown, New York. The 9M, there was one in front of that. Stay with that one, Tiffany. We'll come back to McCready. And car number 17, that'll be Austin Howell. Austin Howell coming to us out of Lewistown, Missouri, out on the road this year. The Howell's Enterprises. On-track fitness and nutrition, Durham-powered XR1 rocket chassis. Now we'll jump one back from him. That'll be T-Mac Timmy McCready in the number 9 car out of Watertown, New York. Two-time Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion, former World of Outlaws champion, the Excess Storage, Briggs Transport, Dave Warren Power Sports, Clements Powered Longhorn for Tim McCready. 3 wins this year for that driver. For Tim McCready, fresh off one in New York, in fact.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The driver behind him comes into the event 3rd in the World of Outlaws points. He's 8th in the Flow Night in America points. Out of Marshalltown, Iowa, is that Jimmy Guston?
Nope.
No, it's Ryan Guston in the J. Dickens powered Infinity race car, the Todd Cooney Racing Wells & Sons Motorsports Carl Auto Group sponsored number 19R. He will be followed by, is it the 55 that I see?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
That's going to be Eli Johnson out of Moorhaven, Florida, the 30-year-old in the Klein Johnson Contracting and Roofing. QXO, Johnson Riverside Family Practice, sponsored number 55.
You see Nick Hoffman right in front of him. He rolls past him. The Ty Torg Racing, NOS Energy Drink, Titan Industries, Clements Powered Longhorn. 6-time winner this year is Nick Hoffman. And currently 2nd in the World of Outlaws standings, former World of Outlaws Rookie of the Year back in 23. And we'll jump back behind him a couple of cars, and I think that's going to be Brody Smith, the 17. Is that the... No. That's a 17 SS. There we go. I see the number. That'll be Brendan Smith out of Dade City, Florida. Big Daddy's Cattle, Clyde Johnson Contracting and Roofing, Total Claim Source, Durham-powered Rocket XR1 for Brendan Smith.
Dennis Erb Jr. will be the next driver on your screen. Behind him, out of Carpentersville, Illinois, currently 11th in the FloRacing Night in America point standings. The 2004 PDC champ in the Vomac Truck Sales, McBride Mack Kaiser Manufacturing, sponsored number 28, and he'll be followed by the driver of the 111. That's going to be Centerville, Pennsylvania's Max Blair in the Brad's Bow Chast Centerline Motorsports, C&J Dairy, Gable and Murphy's Logging, sponsored number 111, and Doug Drown also on the Speedway. Hammer down Doug Drown out of Worcester, Ohio, making the trip over in the Ely Reel Company, Joyride Transport, 89 Homes, Klein & Son Repair, sponsored Malcut Powered Rocket Chassis for the former Wayne County Speedway track champion.
We were going to gas him up, but the old rubber tire roller was still out there. That was not going to go well.
Well, that would have been interesting. I'm glad we didn't.
That was literally a rolling roadblock. As we'll get him to the infield and we'll get the green flag out here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. DJ?
Yes.
Question. We do it every night.
Oh.
Get your Dirt Draft starter lineup in.
No. As a matter of fact, I did not. I am glad you said it. I tell you what, you call the rest of Dirt Draft Hot Laps tonight, and I will use the next 15 minutes to set my lineup.
Well, you just gave away your secret why you're so good and why I'm not. I set mine in roughly 15 seconds, and usually my performance shows that as well.
When's the last time you set a Dirt Draft lineup? Be honest with me.
Well, right now the green flag is out. It's been a minute. It would have been the dream because we had a competition among our staff.
How did you do in the competition?
I participated. All right, getting up to speed.
You were missing data.
You see Nick Hoffman on your screen. Heartbreak last year in the Prairie Dirt Classic. Led all the way to the final corner when Bobby Pierce got around him. And Nick Hoffman, another one of those drivers that's never won a FloRacing Night in America event. That could change here tonight. He's really good at Fairbury. The 55 of Eli Johnson on the Speedway in this set as well. Tim McCready, though, on your screen, top of the leaderboard in Dirt Draft Hot Laps, 13.700 as the caution flag flies. And that wave of Dirt Draft Hot Laps in the books, and fastest time in that set, fastest time of the night so far. Tim McCready, former Prairie Dirt Classic champion. He's top of the leaderboard at 13.700. He'll head back and get ready for Sunoco Race Fuels qualifying. Meanwhile, we continue. Next wave of Dirt Draft Hot Laps cars make their way to the Speedway.
Okay, I'm ready. I set my lineup.
All right, congratulations.
Thank
the 50 car will lead them out. It's Caden Klatt out of Edina, Missouri. The Pro Power Racing Engine Longhorn, Be Seen Signs, Pro Designs, Toast Construction, car number 50. Behind him, there's the 17 SR. He said, don't make fun of my car anymore. I said, quit putting 8 different body colors on there. He said, that's fair. That was a conversation today. Brody Smith out of Dade City, Florida. He's out there in the Durham-powered Rocket. Big Daddy's Cattle, Clyde Johnson Contracting and Roofing, Jim Pacino Trucking, all sponsors on the 17 SR.
The driver behind him is going to be the driver of the K67 out of West Lebanon, Indiana. That's going to be Braden Keller. 12 wins already on the year. First, we'll go to the Rocket 1 of Brandon Shepard.
He skipped everybody.
He did, absolutely. In the Valvoline Swabert Calf Ranches Performance Grading Franklin Enterprises sponsored number 1 for Mark Richards. Then we'll go to the K67. There's Braden Keller. 12 wins across 3 divisions this year for the 19-year-old in the Briar Farms CarQuest Gamir Construction sponsored number K67.
First time here to Fairbury. Behind him from Charleston, West Virginia, Brock Morris, the Pro Power Performance Engine, Kryptonite, Poske's Performance, Penske, and KN Contracting, all sponsors on that race car. And the winner of this event a year ago behind him, albeit in a different race car, of a 20 RT of Ricky Thornton Jr., defending series champion, defending Lucas Oil champion, the Kohler Motorsports Ultimate Towing and Recovery, Certified Inspection Services, Coleman Farms Racing, Cornet Powered Longhorn for Ricky Thornton Jr., 17 wins on the year for the driver of car 20 RT.
2 other drivers on the track. One of them is going to be the driver of the 1 star. How about Chubzilla, as our dear friend Rick Eschman would have said. Chub Frank, the 63-year-old out of Bear Lake, Pennsylvania, and the Corey Rubber Corporation, Briggs Transport, Nystrom's Auto Services sponsored 1 star for Chub Frank. And you go from 1 star all the way down to the end of our roster, the 729 out of Bourbonnais, Illinois. That is going to be Mike Wynn in the L&M Crystal Candlehoff Construction Outpace Racing Products sponsored Longhorn for Mike Wynn.
I mean, we got roughly, 10 first-timers with us tonight. There's
Roughly
a lot of
10,
guys
yes,
that have never raced with us tonight, and it's always exciting. It's always great to come here. And what's also exciting, the sun is starting to set a little bit. The fans are starting to leave the campground, make their way into the grandstands, and we appreciate you coming out tonight. Please stay hydrated. Please be safe here tonight at Fairbury. It's a long week here, my friend.
Absolutely. Play the long game for sure. We all like to enjoy an adult beverage every once in a while, but stay hydrated with water here throughout the course of the weekend. And again, play the long game. You want to be around to see the PDC on Saturday, so choose your beverages wisely. Ricky Thornton Jr. from 15th to 1st in this race a year ago, and he momentarily goes to the top of the leaderboard, and Caden Klatt checks in with a 1:3.283. So how about the Edina, Missouri driver laying down the fastest lap in Dirt Draft Hot Laps? Brandon Shepard jumps to 2nd. Ricky Thornton Jr. 3rd. Brody Smith now up to 4th, and Timmy McCready will fall back to 5th. So Caden Klatt with a 1:3.283 is the quickest right now in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. And hey, maybe that's a steal in Dirt Draft.
Let's go. They probably had to add him in there at the last minute because he was not on my expected roster. Not sure about yours.
No, and neither was this guy.
It was not. And I tell you what, the 25 car, Shane Clanton out of Zebulon, Georgia, former World 100 champion, the Super K Express. Play again. World 100, World of Outlaws champion, Dream champion, all of the above. The Super K Express, M&S Concrete, Carolina Concrete finishers, Clements Powered Capital for Shane Clanton in car 25. Behind him in the M27, Mike Provenzano out of Marcells, Illinois, the Pierce Platinum Pro Power Racing Engine, Pitbull Motorsports Design, Country Automotive Race Car, 5th in the Fairbury point standings currently.
Good job. Behind him is going to be the driver of the number 49. That is Jake Tim out of Winona, Minnesota, in the Gorilla Mill Herco Mesilla Valley Transportation Stones Machinery sponsored entry. That's Jake Tim in the 49, and behind him is going to be the driver of the number 18D. That's the big perm Dalton Wilson, currently 13th in the FloRacing Night in America point standings in the James Ratliff Racing MGL Auto Sales JR Motor Sales sponsored car for Dalton Wilson.
And the number 76, the Dude Wipes, Garto Southern Longhorn, Clements Power under the hood, Brandon Overton defending Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series champion, 3-time Dirt Late Model Dream champion, the Riggs Fiber Nap Auto Parts, Garto Southern, Clements Powered Longhorn factory entry for Brandon Overton. Coming to us from the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, and behind him, and speaking of the Lucas Oil Series, 3-time champion, current point leader, that's Jonathan Davenport, the Nutrien Ag Solutions, Bilstein AC Warranty, Dynagrow Seed, Lucas Oil Products, Clements Powered Longhorn for Jonathan Davenport, 11 wins on the year, 6 with the Lucas Oil Series.
Next on your screen is going to be the driver out of Decorah, Iowa in the 16. That's the 38-year-old Fear the Beard, Tyler Bruning in the Skyline Motorsports Quick Supply, Olson Explosives, Mesilla Valley Transportation sponsored entry for his father, Greg Bruning, and he'll be followed by the driver out of Iowa City, Iowa. That's going to be Matt Furman in the Dr. Keith Stanley Furman Builders 5 Knuckles Wraps Simpson Motorsports sponsored 51. There's the 22 star of Drake Troutman in GR Smith's car, the 20-year-old who currently leads the World of Outlaws Rookie of the Year point standings. And the Victory Circle Auto Sales Gambler Transport Brickhouse Tavern sponsored number 22 star. And I believe that is everyone in this set of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Caden Klatt, quickest right now with a 1:3.283 after about 33 drivers.
How about this field tonight? This is really something special, and it's an honor to get to be a part of it. And if you're watching at home, we hope you're going to join us here at the track this weekend. We won't be live on Flow this weekend, but our friends at Dirt Vision will be with the World of Outlaw late models from the Prairie Dirt Classic. Meanwhile, checkered flag drops on that set. And he won here back in May with the Lucas Oil Series. Fastest in that set, fastest overall, Jonathan Davenport, 13.267. Fastest lap here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Superman's back on the bull rings in 2025. He's back.
If he wins a heat, do you think he's going to tell Mike Norris that Norris could have driven the car like he told you that time at Eagle?
Do you think he's going to think he's talking to Mike Norris, the race car driver?
Oh, that could be. That could be. Well, he might think it's, Sarver, Pennsylvania's Michael Norris.
Could be. This is not a Michael Norris. This is a Darren Klein, a one-time winner this year at Peevely, Missouri, the Fairview Heights, Illinois driver, the Durham-powered Rocket XR1, aggressive signs, hooker harness, Conan AC Heating and Plumbing entry, and behind him the 74X, the 2X Motorsports, Azio, Jarrett Rifles, BK Paving and Grading, American Racing Pro Service, Clements Powered Longhorn for Ethan Dotson. Ethan currently second in the World of Outlaws Rookie of the Year battle and 8th in the overall standings.
Next driver on your screen is going to be the driver out of Manhattan, Kansas in the 18. That is Chase Younghands in the Younghands Motorsports Bozard Ford sponsored entry. Again, Chase Younghands. It's getting kind of limited racing here this season for the driver of the 18, and working his way around him is going to be the driver of the number 96. It's going to be Tanner English out of Benton. Well, was Benton, Kentucky. It's Benton, Illinois now in the Coleman Farms Racing C Motors Autism Awareness sponsored 96, a winner at Paducah just last week.
How about him from Mooresville, North Carolina? Wasn't on my entry list. Hunter Cone. And the 48 is shooting right past him. The 14, we'll stay with the 14. I'm good with that. Cade McWhorter, 19-year-old out of Fairbury, Illinois. Graduate, has come up from the hobby mods to the mods into super late models. The J. Dickens powered Longhorn, Pontiac RV, McWhorter, betting, Titan Industries number 14. Now we'll shoot back to the 48 car as they're playing Scrabble out there with us, making things hard. Hunter Cone out of Mooresville, North Carolina. There we go. The Circle Track Warehouse, Charlotte's Racers Expo, PEM Racing, J. Dickens powered Longhorn for Hunter Cone, making his series debut.
Another number 14 will be the next driver on your screen. That's going to be the Flanagan, Illinois driver. That's Doug Carls, who'll be the 14C this evening. The Integrated Seat Solutions, Thorson Truck Repair, Kohler Plumbing, RacingDreams.com sponsored entry, and he'll be followed by the driver, the number 25. That's the High Side Hustler, Jason Beggar, your current Mars Series points leader in the Titan Industries Outpace Racing Products SC Online Sales sponsored number 25, 10 wins on the year in a brand new wrap adorning the side of Jason Beggar's number 25.
Yeah, I like it, man. It's been a big year for Jason Beggar. Got his second Hell Tour title, leading the Mars title, going after a third championship with them. On your screen, Tanner English. Bad luck early in the year. The Coleman Farms Racing 96. They kick things into gear, though, as he goes after 74X of Ethan Dotson. Dotson, a former driver of the Coleman Farms Racing entry. And the 10 of Darren Klein, the Fairview Heights, Illinois driver. It was a busy last weekend for that driver. A lot of social media traffic. My goodness.
Fourth quick overall.
The racing world
DK.
loves social media. That's all you can say. They love social media.
Never noticed. 1:33.16 the lap time for Darren Klein. Tanner English, you missed it. Tanner English was actually quickest in that group, a 1:33.16. Actually, they both were 1:33.16. How about that?
He's picked up some big wins at Fairbury over the years, has Tanner English. How about Jaden Frame? He loves the bull rings. I think he's going to love this place. Out of Deckard, Tennessee, one win on the year. That came at Duck River Raceway Park, the Riggs Fiber. Best one, Tire of Harrisburg, Illinois. Clements powered Longhorn, and behind him, and the one, I'm hearing they might have found his dog. We'll find out.
I hope, man.
Turbo Tyler Erb, 10 wins on the year. The Clements powered Rocket, Best Performance Motorsports, Langenfelter Mechanical Contractors, First Class Septic, number 1. And hey, could this be the guy tonight?
It could be, man. How about it, Fairbury? Let them hear you clear over at Rick and Anita's for your two-time and defending track champion, McKay Winger, from right here in Fairbury, Illinois, current points leader in the Pope Joy Plumbing, Dimmitt Transfer, Dave Winger Trucking, Nutrient Ag Solutions, sponsored Longhorn, number 42. He'll be followed by the driver 10th in the series point standings. That's going to be Garrett Alberson out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, in the Ken and Beth Roberts Racing, Romer Machine and Welding, Low Voltage Solutions, sponsored number 58.
Behind him would be the 38J of Jake Little out of Springfield, Illinois. The Pro Power Racing Engine Rocket XR1, Brands Professional Agriculture, Riggs Fiber, Tammy's Treasures and Antiques 38J. And how about him out of Wapakoneta, Ohio? Behind him in the 95, Jerry Bowersock, the Jedi, the North Star Drilling, TV Tile, French Tile Trailer Sales, Best Performance Motorsports, Clements powered Rocket XR1 for the 95 of Bowersock.
He'll be followed by the driver that comes into the event 10th in the World of Outlaw Series point. Nope. Instead, we'll show you the 6 of Clay Harris on your screen. Yeah, in that Scott Bailey powered Longhorn, the Wilson Farms Impact Electrical Services, Dunray Construction, sponsored number 6. Also on the racetrack in front of him, there's the driver of the Dave Stein Molly Enterprises TriStar Engines and Transmissions, Big Dog Stump and Tree, number 2. That is Cody Overton, a 4-time winner this year, most recently at Montpelier Motor Speedway, Montpelier, Indiana, with the Dirt Cars Summer Nationals.
Yeah, Cody's had some speed here as well at Fairbury over the past year or two. We'll see what he can do here tonight. Right now, it's going to go to the top of the leaderboard. How about Garrett Alberson? He loves fast times. He loves track records. Not quite a track record, but a 13.236, fastest lap of the night so far for the Las Cruces, New Mexico native, Garrett Alberson in the Low Voltage Solutions, Mesilla Valley Transportation, number 58. The Ken and Beth Roberts entry as Garrett Alberson, fastest lap, 13.236. We talked about it, DJ, recently. If you were Vegas, I don't think they'd let you bet on Alberson or Thornton being quick time, because those guys just do it time and again.
I know we still got some guys to hot lap, but here's what I love about Fairbury. Look at your just top 5 or 6 or 7 right there in Dirt Draft hot laps. Alberson, Davenport, Caden Klatt, Tanner English, Darren Klein. You got Cody Overton, McKay Winger in there. I love it, man.
All those guys are on your team. Well, the 09 out of Sun River, Montana, that's Michael Leach, the Cornette Lightning powered Longhorn, Dust Pods, Bill Stein, Longhorn Dynamics, Willow Ranch Wagyu, all sponsors in the Hellraiser Jackson 09 of Michael Leach. Behind him, the 99 Junior, it's Frankie Heckenus Jr. out of Frankfurt, Illinois, with Storage Squares USA, Indy Pullett, DirtOval66.com, Vic Hill powered Longhorn for Frank Heckenus Jr.
Behind him is going to be the driver, yes, his cousin. We talked about him earlier. That is Opie Mike Spatola, the 3-time Fairbury Speedway track champ, currently 2nd in the track point standings in that B&D Chemical, Lake Norman Mechanical, Country Chevrolet sponsored number 89. He's out of Manhattan, Illinois, and he'll be followed by the driver out of Nolensville, Tennessee in the number 81. That's Jason Riggs, winner at Clarksville earlier this year in the Riggs Fiber, Duke Wipes, Heartbeat Hot Sauce, Coltman Farms Racing Longhorn number 81.
Yeah, Riggs just got another win there. He's got 2 in Clarksville, and now they're shutting the place down. I'm like, come on, Riggs. And Miles Moose will be in car 26M out of Lincoln, Illinois. The XR1 Rocket Dargy chassis, the Rocket chassis with Dargy power. 1 win on the year at Farmer C, the Robin D Enterprises with Midwest Farm and Land Company, 26M. And behind him is going to be the 24 of the Gremlin, Ryan Hunziker, 2-time winner this year out of El Paso, Illinois. RJR Transportation, Mosquito Hill, Rimtech Enterprises, Pro Power Racing Engine Longhorn for Ryan Hunziker.
2 other drivers on the track in this session of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. You'll see the 8L of Jeffrey Ledford out of Pontiac, Illinois, 3rd in the track point standings. In that Dynasty chassis, the AgTech Ledford Engineering Whipple's Hybrid sponsored number 8L. There's Jeffrey Ledford and 1 other driver on the track for this session of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. It'll be World of Outlaws Rookie of the Year candidate Austin Smith out of Cedartown, Georgia, the SCCS Engineered Systems Cedartown Electric sponsored number 11.
Garrett Alberson, fastest lap of the night, a 13.236.
Austin Smith, how about that? 4th quick. Oh, Brian Hunziker up to 2nd. That, I'm telling you, Unzicker, there's some Illinois guys, man, that are a steal on dirt draft right now, and Unzicker's one of them.
I tell you what, Unzicker up to second. Hey, you want breaking news, DJ? Austin Smith in the 11 car sat down with his dad, Chad Smith, and Shane Clanton, thus the Shane Clanton-Chad Smith Enterprises.
Yep.
They have bought Capital Fabrication as of this week, so they own Capital Race Cars. They have now bought the chassis fabrication business. They're bringing it all under one roof. They said it's part of them doubling down on how serious they are about the future of Capital Race Cars. So Marshall Green had kept Capital Fabrication, but now Shane Clanton, Chad Smith own it as of this week. Big things coming out of the Capital camp.
I like it. I like it a lot. You know what else I like is Mike Harrison out of Highland, Illinois.
Banger.
In the Midwest Excavating, Franklin Enterprises, Equipment Share, Randy Cordy Consulting sponsored number 33 for the former UMP Dirt Car National Champion of the Modifieds. And behind him, a 21-time winner this year. He leads the Flow Night in America points. He leads the World of Outlaw point standings. That's the smooth operator, Bobby Pierce. In the Low Voltage Solutions, Churchill Transportation, Collins Brothers Towing, sponsored number 32.
Meanwhile, in car number 6, it'll be Hudson O'Neill out of Martinsville, Indiana. The Cornet Lightning powered Longhorn for K&L Rumley Enterprises, Lionel Racing, Senior Life Insurance Company, and Mesilla Valley Transportation, all sponsors on the Longhorn Dynamics. Car number 6 for Hudson O'Neill, and behind him in the 32S, that's Chad Simpson out of Oxford, Iowa. Hooker Trucking, C&J Trucking, Randy Davidson Trucking, all the truckings with the Durham Power and a Longhorn chassis for car 32.
Chris is in it, right?
I said Chad.
I saw Chris in the pits. I was actually just making sure.
Fun
because
fact,
you never
that
know.
is actually Chris in the 32, DJ. I don't know why you said Chad. That definitely said Chad.
It's
been a day,
Brian
boys.
Shirley on your screen in the Bob and Lisa Colin Thomason Express, Hooker Trucking, JJ Ventures Gaming. Number 3, yes, he's 4th in the Flow Night point standings. Behind him in the 19 is going to be Dustin Sorensen out of Rochester, Minnesota. In the JNS JCB Heavy Hit Sorensen Painting sponsor entry, and one other driver on the track. It's going to be Jake O'Neill out of Tucson, Arizona. The Texas General Mechanical Hodges Farms and Dredging Red Eye Radiator sponsored Longhorn at number 0.
Well, let's see who else we can put the wrong driver in the car. By we, I mean me. As the 6 car, Huddy's in it tonight. A year ago from 15th, Ricky Thornton Jr. won the feature here.
He broke Shannon Babb's heart again.
Oh, man.
That's twice. Remember, he broke it at, I was going to say broke it at Farmer City. To be fair, Babb ended up breaking at Farmer City.
He literally broke, and it wasn't his heart.
Yeah.
Well, in that said, Hudson's 9th fastest overall. Fastest in that set. Well, it's one and the same, I believe.
I believe you're right.
So we're getting down. Let's see. Do we have any more? I think that's going to be the final wave. Yes, they're going to start lining them up for Sunoco Race Fuels qualifying. So we are going to step aside. We're going to thank some marketing partners. We come back to Fairbury. It's round 6, 2025. Flow Racing Night in America presented by Kubota. We're here on Flow Racing, or you're in the house. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Fairbury Speedway in Fairbury, Illinois. One for the road. It's FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota. We've wrapped up Dirt Draft Hot Laps, and we are just about to get underway with Sunoco Race Fuels time trials here this evening, where we will get ready to qualify 2 cars at a time. And they are going to be led out by the driver of the 157, Mikey Marlar.
Mike Marlar in the 157 out of Winfield, Tennessee, and the 130 of Chase Osterhoff out of Kankakee, Illinois. Mike Marlar, the Skyline Motorsports Truck Country, Quick Supply Company, Bruning Rock Products, Sea Valley Transportation, Can-Am Auto Salvage, Clements Longhorn tonight for the driver of the 157, a 3-time winner this year, former World of Outlaws champion. And the 130, that's Chase Osterhoff, 1 win this year that came at Kankakee Speedway. For the driver out of Kankakee, Illinois, and the Clements-powered Rocket, Osterhoff Fence, Country Flower Market, Meineke, and Central Body Repair, all sponsors for Chase Osterhoff.
There it is. First lap time, 13.220 for Mikey Marlar, 15.234 for Chase Osterhoff. Marlar's going to set a pretty high early bar with that lap time. Osterhoff's second lap time is a 1.3833, and Marlar's second lap even better, 1.3220. So the early bar has been set, and based on Dirt Draft Hot Laps, that's a pretty good one for Mike Marlar, 1.3.220.
Up next, Justin Duty out of Malino, Oregon, and Tomas Hunziker out of Bend, Oregon in the 38. How about 2 Oregon drivers in Illinois on a Wednesday night? Sign me up, Coach. Justin Duty, the First Class Septic, Don Frank Fords, Darren and Mardell Williams, Jeff Stewart Trucking, Robert Speed Company, Pro Power Racing Engine, Longhorn, last year's Mars Rookie of the Year in the 15. The 38 of Tomas Hunziker, the Certainty AM1 Roofing and Siding, Spiritfield Racing International, SRS Distribution, Pro Power Racing Engine, Rocket Egstar 1 for Tomas Hunziker in car 38.
First lap time for Justin Duty, second quick, 1.3576, and the first lap time for Tomas Hunziker. He goes second quick, 1.3.473. Oregon, rise up, Ben Shelton. Give your neighbor a hug. Second lap time for Justin Duty is a 1.3.521, and the second lap time for Tomas Hunziker, not as good, but Hot Sauce will stay second quick with a 1.3.473. Mike Marlar, the time to beat, 13.220.
Up next, Shannon Babb out of Moweaqua, Illinois in the 18, the 20 TC of Tristan Chamberlain out of Richmond, Indiana. Shannon Babb in the Donna Gross Seed, Petrol Towing, Donnelly Trucking, Getty Landscaping, Penske Shocks, Vic Hill Powered Longhorn. 2 wins on the year for Shannon Babb. And joining him on the Speedway, Tristan Chamberlain. Tristan with 3 wins on the year, 2 at Moeller, 1 at 191 Speedway. The Spec Racing Engine, Infinity Race Car, Gibson Racing, Keck Sewer Nozzles, Pardo's Towing Service, Vision Woodworks, DCE Fabrication, and Truman Quarter Horses, all sponsors for Tristan Chamberlain.
First lap time for Shannon Babb. He goes second quick, 1.3.305 in the first trip around for the 20 TC of Tristan Chamberlain. 5th fastest, 1.3.572. Let's see, does Babb have anything for Mike Marlar? Lap number 2, he does. 1.3.163, fast time for Shannon Babb. And the second lap time for Tristan Chamberlain. He jumps up to third quick, 1.3.423. Fairbury new quick time, the Moweaqua Missile, Shannon Babb, 1.3.163.
Up next out of Urbana, Missouri, the 75 of Dylan McCowan and the 21B of Rich Bell out of Sheffield, Illinois. Dylan McCowan in the AFM. Mobilization funding, Justin L. Langdon Electrical Contractors, Arlem Enterprises, Elliott Concrete, Scott Bailey Racing Engine, Longhorn number 75. The 21 car, that'll be Rich Bell. Rich comes to us out of Sheffield, Illinois. The Bell's Transmission, Red's Bar and Grill, Tricks Utility Services, Ryan Powered Rocket Chassis for Rich Bell.
And the first lap time for Dylan McCowan, 6th quick, 1.3.561. Not sure Rich Bell tripped the trigger on his first lap time. We'll have to go next door and see if he was able to get a lap on the direct feed. He's going to be 7th quick unofficially with a 1.3.561 on that lap. Dylan McCowan's best lap time is 5th quick, a 1.3.500. And now Rich Bell will trip the trigger, lap number 2. A hair better, but he stays 7th, 1.3.538 after 8 cars. Shannon Babb, Mike Marlar, Tristan Chamberlain, your top 3.
Up next out of Moorhaven, Florida, it's Eli Johnson in the 55 and Tim McCready out of Watertown, New York in the 9. Eli Johnson, the Rocket with J. Dickens Power, Clyde Johnson Contracting and Roofing, 7 Peaks, QXO, Johnson Riverside Family Practice, all sponsors for Eli Johnson, and he kisses the concrete in 3 and 4. He'll drive off the wall, back in the hammer. The 9 car of Tim McCready, T-Mac out of Watertown, New York, 3 wins this year for the Excess Storage, Day 1 Power Sports, Porter Rubber Corporation, On Time Body Graphic, Valvoline, Trans 58, Briggs Transport, Longhorn for Tim McCready.
First lap time for the 55 of Eli Johnson. 7th quick, 1:3.525. Lap number 1 for T-Mac. 3rd quick, good lap, 1:3.312. We'll see if he's got anything for Babs. Second lap time for the Floridian. Eli Johnson is not as good. He'll stay 8th, best lap, 13.525. T-Mac lap number 2, not quite as good. He'll stay 3rd, his best lap, 1:3.312 after 10 cars. Shannon Babb still the time to beat, Ben, 1:3.163.
Up next out of Marshalltown, Iowa, the 19R of the Reaper, Ryan Gustin, and the 9 of Nick Hoffman out of Mooresville, North Carolina. Ryan Gustin 3rd in the latest World of Outlaw point standings. Just recently got his first ever Summer Nationals win. And now in Seamless Gutters, Todd Cooney Motorsports, Hoker Trucking, Wells Motorsports, Carl Chevrolet, Bill Stein Performance Bodies, May Properties, Jay Dickens Powered Infinity Chassis. 3-time winner this year is Ryan Gustin. Meanwhile, 6 wins on the year, 2nd in the World of Outlaw standings. And the Tide Torrid Racing, NOS Energy Drink, Titan Industries, CW Trucking, Petrov Towing, Lone Wolf Petroleum, Tri-Valley Equipment Sales, Clements Powered Longhorn, Nick Hoffman in car 9.
Again, they're gunning for Shannon Babb's quick lap of 1:3.163. Green flag out for the 9 of Nick Hoffman. First driver to trip the trigger is going to be the Reaper Ryan Gustin, and his first lap time is 6th quick, 1:3.475. First trip around for Nick Hoffman, 8th fastest, 1:3.521. Here comes Gustin trying to better his 6th quick time on lap number 1. And he will not do it. He'll stay 6th with a 1:3.475. Nick Hoffman's second lap, much better. He jumps up to 3rd fastest, 1:3.255. Hoffman is 3rd. Mike Marlar is 2nd. Shannon Babb still the time to beat here in Group A.
Up next out of Worcester, Ohio, it's Doug Drown in the 12, the 17 SR. Brody Smith out of Dade City, Florida. James Essex will be proud. He's in the Swartz car. Malkin Racing Engine, Joyride Transport, 89 Homes and Building Improvements, Ely Rill Company, and Klein & Son Repair, all sponsors for Doug Drown's number 12, a 17 SR. Brody Smith out of Dade City, Florida, Big Daddy's Cattle, Crazy Plumbing, Clyde Johnson Contracting and Roofing, Total Claim Source, Sturm Powered Rocket for Brody Smith with 1 win on the year.
First trip around for Hammer Down Doug Drown. Winner last week at the Wayne County Speedway, 12th quick, 1:3.559. And Brody Smith, 3rd fastest, 1:3.238 for the 16-year-old out of Dade City, Florida. Drown, lap number 2, not as good. He'll be 13th with a best lap of 1:3.559. What does the Slim Reaper have on lap 2? Better, 2nd quick. Move over, old body. The new body is in 1:3.197. Brody Smith, 2nd fastest.
Also, move over normal size Reapers, the Slim Reaper. We got 3 Reapers here tonight.
All the Reapers.
We got Austin Howes out of Lewistown, Missouri, not a Reaper. And XR1 Rocket Chassis Durham Powered Entry out of Lewistown, Missouri. Austin Howes, the Howes Enterprises, On Track Fitness and Nutrition 17 Racing race car. And the number 28 car, Dennis Erb Jr., 1 win on the year for the driver, currently 6th in the World of Outlaw standings. And the Vogue Mac Truck Sales, McBride Mac, Kaiser Manufacturing, Dundee Heating and Air Conditioning, VP Racing Fuels, Collins Signs, Clements Powered Rocket. Oh, Austin Howes kisses the concrete in 3 and 4. Dennis Erb Jr. in car 28, though.
Remember how quick Austin Howes was in qualifying for that Lucas Oil race back earlier in the year as well. Dennis Erb Jr. I don't see a lap time on him. All right. Austin Howes will be 14th quick on lap number 1. Dennis Erb Jr. 12.758. Oh my! That is 4/10 quicker than anybody else. Dennis Erb Jr. 1:2.758, the new time to beat.
They always smiling, Dennis Erb Jr. We saw a new and improved. He was smiling in the pit area today. The 67 of Brayton Keller out of West Lebanon, Indiana, 12-time winner this year across 3 divisions. The CarQuest of Attica and Covington, Briar Farms, Camire Construction, Mullins Powered Rocket XR1. Joined on Speedway by the 17 SS of Brendan Smith. We saw his brother earlier in the Durham Powered Rocket XR1. Big Daddy's Cattle, Clyde Johnson Contracting and Roofing, 17 SS.
Brayton Keller, 10th quick, his first time around. First lap time for Brendan Smith. He's 2nd quick now. The Smith brothers, oh my. 1:3.094 for Brendan Smith. Lap 2 for Brayton Keller, 12 wins this year. He jumps up to 9th, 1:3.449, and Brendan Smith's second lap not quite as good, but he'll be 2nd fastest in the 17 SS with a 1:3.094. Ben, 18 drivers have attempted a lap. Dennis Erb Jr., Brendan Smith, Shannon Babb, your top 3.
A month on the Summer Nationals show did the Smith boys good. They're good on the bull rings in qualifying tonight. The 111 up next. That'll be Max Blair Blair out of Centerville, Pennsylvania, 10-time winner this year in the Centerline Motorsports, Creeks Pizza and Sub, Riggs Fiber, Upstate Auto Group, C&J Dairy, Dean Auto Group, Murphy's Logging, all sponsors for the Clements Powered Longhorn for Max Blair. And joining him on the Speedway, the number 17 KN, first time here, Brock Morris out of Charleston, West Virginia, the Kryptonite Pro Power Performance Engine, Poske's Performance, Penske, and K&N Contracting, all sponsors.
First lap time for Max Blair, 17th quick, 1:36:08, and not Kenny Newhouse's car. Brock Morris, the driver, 20th quick, 1:04.198. Max looking to pick it up here on lap number 2. And his second lap time is a hair better. It'll be 16th, 1:35.45. Brock Morris also improves on lap number 2. He's going to stay 20th with a 1:37.93 after 20 cars. Dennis Erb Jr. still the time to beat, 1:27.58.
Coming up next out of Bourbonnais, Illinois, Mike Wynn in the 729 on the 50 of Caden Cloud out of Edina, Missouri. Mike Wynn, 604 power under the Longhorn. Hoff Collision, L&M Crystal Candle Company, Outpace Racing product sponsors on the 729. And Caden Cloud, the Missouri driver, the Be Seen Signs, Pro Designs, Toast Construction, McVickers, Misty Valley Farms, Millard Family Chapels, all sponsors for Caden Clad's Pro Power Racing Engine Longhorn number 50.
Remember, Caden Clatt was in the top 10 in Dirt Draft Hot Laps a little bit earlier. Mike Wynn, 21st, his first time around with a 1:40.67. We'll see what Caden Clatt has on lap number 1. 7th quick, Ben, good lap, 1:32.83. We'll see what Clatt has on lap number 2. Second time around for Mike Wynn, a little better, 22nd, 1:39.54. Caden Clatt was 7th on lap number 1. He'll stay 7th. His second lap's not as good. His best time was a 1:3.283. We've now had 22 drivers attempt a lap here in Group A. Dennis Erb Jr. still atop the leaderboard.
Up next, the Arizona native Ricky Thornton Jr., the Kohler Motorsports Ultimate Towing Recovery, Hooker Trucking, Coleman Farms Racing, Knights Companies, Elite Ready Mix, Cornette Powered Longhorn, 17 wins on the year, defending FloRacing Night in America champion, defending Lucas Oil champion. Meanwhile, the one of Brandon Shepard of New Berlin, Illinois, the Valvoline Performance Grading, Swiper Calf Wrenches, Ace Metalworks, Franklin Enterprises, Collins Brothers Towing, Durham Powered Rocket for Brandon Shepard. 5 wins on the year for that competitor.
2 throttle stompers at Fairbury on the track. First lap time for RTJ, not good, 21st, 1:3.739. And Brandon Shepard, 5th quick. That's a good lap, 1:3.206. Let's see what RTJ has on lap number 2. Much better, 3rd quick. What a turnaround, 6/10 better, 1:3.104. Sheppy's second lap, also better. He'll stay 5th, 1:3.184. It's still Dennis Erb Jr., 3/10 faster than anyone else with a 1:2.758.
Coming up next, Frank Chubzilla out of Bear Lake, Pennsylvania, the 1-star, the 49 of Jonathan Davenport out of Blairsville, Georgia. Chubb Frank, the Corey Rebel Corporation of Briggs Transport, CJ's Auto Transport, Dave Warren Power Sports, Lakeshore Paving, Longhorn, 1-star, and the 49 of Jonathan Davenport. He was quick earlier in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Quickest, I should say, the Nutrien Ag Solutions, Bilstein AC Warranty, Diamond Grove Seed, Lucas Oil Products, Martin Automotive Group, Clements Powered Longhorn for Jonathan Davenport.
See if anybody has anything for Dennis Erb Jr. First lap time for Chubb Frank, 19th, 1:3.540. And the first lap time for JD, second quick, Ben, 1:3.003. Lap 2, Chubzilla, 12th quick, much better, 1:3.347. And the second lap time for Jonathan Davenport, not quite as good. He'll stay second with a 1:3.003. Dennis Erb Jr., Jonathan Davenport, Brendan Smith, right now your top 3.
Up next, Mike Provenzano in car M27 out of Marcells, Illinois, the Pro Power Racing Engine, Pierce Platinum, Pitbull Motorsports Design, Country Automotive, GNR Cab Company, StoreIndoor.com, Advanced Racing Suspension Entry, and the 25, the Georgia Bulldog, Shane Clanton, the veteran out of Zebulon, Georgia, the Clements Powered Capital Race Car, Super K Express, M&S Concrete, Carolina Concrete Finishers, Freeman Plumbing, Base Fuels, Penske, and Hoosier, all sponsors for Shane Clanton.
First lap time going to come up for the M27 of Mike Provenzano, 17th fastest with a 1:3.492. Shane Clanton's first lap time, not bad, 9th quick, 1:3.225. You got like 0.2 of a second separating your top 11 right now outside of Erb. Provenzano's second lap not quite as good. He'll be 18th. Lap 2 for Shane Clanton, also not as good. He'll stay 9th. Clanton's best lap, 1:3.225. Ben, just a handful of drivers left to qualify in Group A.
Up next, it'll be Matt Furman out of Iowa City, Iowa in the 51F. The 76 of Brandon Overton out of Evans, Georgia. Matt Furman, the Furman Builders, Dr. Keith Stanley, Dr. Ralph Stevens, Pro Power Racing Engine, Longhorn number 51, a 76 of Brandon Overton, Cummins Powered Factory Longhorn Race Car, Riggs Fiber, Napa Auto Parts, Dude White, Sparks Southern, Heartbeat Hot Sauce, all sponsors for the 3-time winner this year, Brandon Overton.
All right, first lap time going to go up for the 51 of Matt Furman. Good lap, 10th quick, 1:3.241 for the Iowa City, Iowa native. First trip around for Brandon Overton, 12th fastest, 1:3.273. We'll see what Furman has on lap number 2. And not quite as good. He is 7/1,000ths of a second off. He stays 10th. And the second lap time for Brandon Overton better. He jumps up to 6th quick, 1:3.182 for Big Sexy Bab is 5th, Thornton 4th, Brendan Smith 3rd, Jonathan Davenport 2nd, Dennis Erb Jr. still the time to beat with 3 cars left in Group A.
Up next is Jake Tim out of Winona, Minnesota in car number 49D, and the 18D of Dalton Wilson out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Tim in the Herco Environmental, GorillaMill.com, Horman's HVAC, Sea Valley Transportation, OFI Performance, Fig Hill Powered Longhorn, and Dalton Wilson, the Ratliff Motorsports. Entry out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, Grantley Farms, ICS, MG Auto Sales, Keltner Construction, Honeycutt Custom Cabinets, Buddha Burt, and Outlaw Outlet, all sponsors for Dalton Wilson.
Jake Tim, 16th fastest his first time around, Ben, 1:3.394, and Dalton Wilson goes 13th quick with a 1:3.266. Lap number 2 for the Winona, Minnesota driver. A little bit better, stays 16th as Jake Tim, 1:3.327. A big perm second lap time is 3rd quick. The 18D of Dalton Wilson with a 1:3.089. Dennis Erb Jr., Jonathan Davenport, Dalton Wilson, your top 3 with a throttle stopper left in Group A.
Up next, it's Drake Troutman out of Hyman, PA, currently World of Outlaws Rookie of the Year points leader, 4th in the overall standings. The Team 22 Inc., Victory Circle Auto Sales, Sea Valley Transportation, Brickhouse Tavern, RFI Resources, Bill Stein, and Jerry Siding, Roofing and Windows. All sponsors of the Cornet Powered Longhorn, owned by G.R. Smith for Drake Troutman. Troutman 8 wins this year, 3 of those in the late model.
1:2.758 by Dennis Erb Jr. is the time to beat. Troutman's first lap time, 14th quick, 1:3.277. There's a ton of drivers in that 13.1 to 13.2 range. So Troutman's 14th right now. We'll see what he has on lap number 2. Hugs the bottom in turns 3 and 4. His second lap time is a little better, but he stays 14th. His best lap is a 1:3.270. And that is unofficially a wrap on Sunoco Race Fuels time trials for Group A. Dennis Erb Jr. with a 12.758. Is the time to beat Jonathan Davenport, Dalton Wilson, your top 3. Brendan Smith, Ricky Thornton Jr., Shannon Babb will complete the front row of your first 3 heat tonight, as long as they cross the scales and pass Tech OK. And Dennis Erb Jr. in Group A, the quickest, is going to grab a word with our very own Mike Norris.
Well, Dennis, congratulations. You're off to a good start. Fastest time. I'm going to ask you kind of a difficult question. What do you think you did different than the rest of those guys besides go fast?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, we just we can make some good laps around here qualifying, and our car works really good. And you know, hopefully we can just keep it working good here through the end of the night.
Well, I tell you what, Dennis Erb found the perfect line. He's fastest in Group A.
Yes, he is, as Sunoco Group B sitting and staging. And up first, how about the first qualifier in the next room, Mike Norris? Caden McWhorter. You've watched that young man out of Fairbury, Illinois progress. How cool is it to see him out here as part of this show?
Yeah, very cool. So it's awesome to see these youngsters mature, you know, week after week. He was in the modified group for quite a while, but he steps into the late model, and under the bright lights, that young man he's got a heavy right foot. He lays down a lap here early in Group 2. You never know. You start up front. And, you know, one of these heat races here tonight, and next thing you know, you steal America's heart. So under these spotlights, a young man like him, we talked about Braden Keller, some of these younger kids here at Fairbury. You know, we've made a lot of stars here in the Midwest, that's for sure, and I know we got some more coming.
Mike, good job down there. So glad you're pit reporting tonight, by the way. Glad you reached out to Ben Shelton the other day and said, I never get to pit report at my home track.
Drink lots of fluids that don't have mountains on the side. Drink up to some water bottles down there, buddy.
You know, we'll be all right. You know, we got that cooling tent there. Maybe during the B mains or something, I could run.
Oh yeah, on the north side. Good call, Norris. On the north side, front stretch, over by the beer stand, there is a cooling tent. If you get a little warm tonight, make your way over, and I think you can actually buy a beer and take it in there. And,
yes.
Yes. All right, well, Caden McWhirter's up first, guys, out of Fairbury, Illinois. And car number 14, the 19-year-old, the 14C of Doug Carls out of Flanagan, Illinois. All 14s all the time. Sunoco Race Fuels Group B, first 2 qualifiers. First car out, the first 14, the white one. That's Caden McWhirter out of Fairbury, Illinois. The Pontiac RV, McWhirter Bedding, Titan Industries, Olson's Iron Disposal Recycling, K&S Ford, J. Dickens Powered Longhorn number 14. And the 14C of Doug Carls out of Flanagan, Illinois. The Pro Power Racing Engine, Longhorn, Integrated Seat Solutions, Thorson Truck Repair, Kohler Plumbing, and RacingDreams.com, all sponsors for Doug Carls.
What are the odds of that? 2 similarly fonted 14s out of Illinois, both rolling out on the racetrack. Caden McWhirter, 13.588 on lap number 1. First lap time for Doug Carls, and he is going to yield to the infield. Something not up to snuff on Doug Carls, number 14, so Caden McWhirter will get a second lap to himself. 1.3372 will be the early bar set here in Group B by the Fairbury native in the 14, Caden McWhirter.
Up next, Chase Younghans out of Manhattan, Kansas, the 18J, and the 96 of Tanner English out of Benton, Kentucky. Chase Younghans in the Bozart Ford, Otis Oil Company, Paulson Rock Products, Stussy Construction, Younghans Ranches, CJR Motorsports, Clements Powered Rocket XR1 number 18, and the number 96 of Tanner English. 1 win on the year. That was a Paducah last week. The Coltman Farms Racing, Autism Awareness, Bill Stein C Motors, Dirt King Simulator, Supreme Enterprises, Clements Powered Longhorn for Tanner English in car 96, currently 9th in the World of Outlaw standings.
So again, we reset qualifying for the second half of the field in Group B. Caden McWhirter, 1.3372. The very early time to beat. Younghans will tie that with a 1.3372, and Tanner English will beat them both with a 1.3.339. Again, it goes out to the 4th digit on the live My Race Pass app. Second lap time for Chase Younghans. That's the time to beat now, 1.3307, and Tanner English will do him one better. 1.3140 for the 96 of Tanner English. That's the time to beat in Group B.
Up next, Tyler Bruning out of Decorah, Iowa in the 16, and the 25, the high side hustler Jason Fager out of Bloomington, Illinois. Tyler Bruning in the Skyline Motorsports Quick Supply Company, Truck Country, Bruning Rock Products, Massive Valley Transportation, K&M Auto Salvage, Clements Powered Infinity Race Car, 1 win this year. That was the Lucas Oil Series at Golden Isles. Meanwhile, Jason Fager, fresh off his 2nd career Hell Tour Championship, the Titan Industries, SC Online Sales, Outpace Racing Products, Northeast Fabrication, Digital Copy Systems, Bill Stein, Clements Powered Longhorn for 10-time winner this year, Jason Fager.
Tyler Bruning, second quick on lap number 1. Good lap, 1.3146. First lap time. Going to come up for the high side hustler, Jason Fager, and he's now got the time to beat, 1.3116. Bruning, second lap, 1.3146. He is going to be 3rd quick. Fager goes down to the bottom and turns 3 and 4 for lap number 2. Second lap not as good, but new quick time in Group B. Fairbury, the high side hustler, Jason Fager, 1.3116.
Up next out of Bakersfield, California, the 74X of Ethan Dotson and the 10 of Darren Klein out of Fairview Heights, Illinois. Ethan Dotson, the 2X Motorsports, Azio Jarrett Rifles, BK Paving and Grading, American Racing Pro Series, Torco Racing Oils, VP, Clements Powered Longhorn for Dotson, 1 win on the year. That was his first World of Outlaws win just down the road at Farmer City. Darren Klein, car number 10, 1 win on the year. That came at Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55 for the number 10. The XR1 Rocket Chassis, Durham Power, the Aggressive Signs, Hooker Harness, Conan AC Heating and Plumbing, CC Food Mart, and Maytag, all sponsors for Darren Klein.
Ethan Dotson now to the top of the leaderboard band, 1.3077. Darren Klein, 5th quick, 1.3212. We'll see what Dotson has. Can he get into the 12-second bracket? Here on lap number 2, he does not, but he still has the time to beat, 1.3077. Darren Klein now the time to beat in Group B, 1.3031 for the Fairview Heights, Illinois native, Darren Klein.
Up next, Hunter Cohn out of Mooresville, North Carolina, the 48, and the 81F of Jayden Frame out of Winchester, Tennessee. Conan, a J. Dickens Powered Longhorn, Circle Track Warehouse, Charlotte Racers Expo, play that one again, PEM Racing, Adams Performance, Tomcat Performance, all sponsors for Hunter Conan, car 48, joined by the 81F, 1 win on the year. That came at Duck River for Jayden Frame, the Riggs Fiber, Best One Tire of Harrisburg, Illinois, Dude Wipes, Triune Flat, and Box Trucks, Clements Powered Longhorn for Jayden Frame.
I get Cody Bauer vibes on the Hunter Cone car. He's 8th quick on lap number 1. Jayden Frame will now go 8th quick first time around. Both drivers looking to improve on lap number 2. Hunter Cone in his first ever visit to Fairbury Speedway. Lap number 2, not quite as good. His best lap of 1:36.58. Jayden Frame's second lap, also not quite as good. He'll be 8th fastest with a 1:33.79. Darren Klein, Ethan Dodson, Jason Beggar, your top 3 after 9 in Group B.
Up next, the Reaper McKay Winger out of Fairbury, Illinois in the 42, and the 26M of Miles Moose out of Lincoln, Illinois in the Brent McKinnon Racing entry. McKay Winger in car 42, the Pope Joy Plumbing and Heating, Dimmitt Transfer, Dave Winger Trucking, Nutrient Solutions, Kaiser Manufacturing, Pro Power Racing, and Longhorn. One win on the year that came in the Richard Craven Memorial right here. And the 26M of Miles Moose, 1 win on the year at Farmer City. The Robin D. Enterprises, Midwest Farm and Land Company, A&J Motorsports, Earlier Crane Service, Hausman Supply, Dargy Powered Rocket Chassis for Miles Moose.
McKay Winger 7th quick on lap 1. He'll look to improve on lap 2, 1:33.20. And Miles Moose 8th quick, 1:33.40. The Lincoln, Illinois driver, second lap time for McKay Winger, not quite as good. He'll hold steady at a 1:33.20. We'll see what Miles Moose has in the McKinnon Racing entry. He jumps up to 6th quick. His best lap of 1:32.15 after 11 cars. Darren Klein, 1:30.31, the time to beat.
Up next out of Manhattan, Illinois, it's Mike Spatola in car 89 and the 6 of Clay Harris out of Jupiter, Florida. Spatola, 3-time track champion here at Fairbury. Currently second in the Fairbury standings this year. The TNS Heating and Cooling and Refrigeration, Illinois State Rifle Association, Big Daddy Scrap, B&D Chemical, Country Chevrolet, Pro Power Racing Engine, Rocket XR1. 2 wins this year for that competitor. And Clay Harris from the Lucas Oil Series, the Scott Bailey Powered Longhorn, Wilkerson Farms, Rescue Metal Framing, Impact Electrical Services, National Fragile X Foundation. All sponsors for Clay Harris.
7th quick for OP on lap number 1, 1:32.84. And the first trip around for Clay Harris, 12th quick, 1:34.33. Lap number 2, Mike Spatola, 3-time track champ in the 89. 7th fastest, not quite as good. He'll stand on a 1:32.84. And the second lap for Clay Harris is a tick better. He'll stay 12th. Best lap 1:3.394 for Clay Harris.
Up next, Jake Little out of Springfield, Illinois in the 38J, joined by the 24, the Gremlin Ryan Unzicker out of El Paso, Illinois. Jake Little, the Brandt's Professional Agriculture, Rick's Fiber, Tammy's Treasures and Antiques, All-American Handyman and more. Pro Power Racing Engine, Rocket XR1 for Jake Little in car 38J. And the 24 of Ryan Unzicker, 2 wins on the year for the 2022 Mars champion, 2-time Fairbury champion, and former UMP champion, the RJR Transportation, Mosquito Hero, Rimtech Enterprises, Low Voltage Solutions, Leach and Company Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Number 24, Pro Power Racing Engine, Longhorn for Unzicker.
First trip around for Jake Little does not trip the trigger in front of me. Neither does the 24 of Ryan Unzicker. We'll do a quick refresh here in front of us, Ben, and see. Well,
stand by.
I have frozen.
Well, we have Clay Harris 13th, and then Ryan Unzicker in that said quick time 13:025.
Look at that.
Move over, everybody.
Oh, the drama.
Move over, frozen scoring and timing. Tyler Herb.
And Jake Little was 8th quick, by the way, 1:32.64.
There we go. All right, back in the game. Tyler Herb out of New Waverly, Texas, and the Best Performance Motorsports, Langenfelter Mechanical Contractors, First Class Septic, Anthony's Pizza, Sunoco, Roberts Meat Company, Barron's, Clements Powered Rocket number 1, 10-time winner this year, and behind him, the Jedi. Out of Wapakoneta, Ohio, Jerry Bowersock, the North Star Drilling, TB Tile, Frenchtown Trailer Sales, Best Performance Motorsports, Clements Powered Rocket XR1 for Bowersock.
Bowersock goes 13th quick on lap 1. Turbo goes 9th fastest his first time around. Second lap time for the 1 of Tyler Erb, 9th quick, and it's not as good, 1:32.96. Second lap time for Jerry Bowersock is a 1:3.357.
Up next, Jeffrey Ledford out of Chenoa, Illinois, in car number 8L, and the 58 of Garrett Alberson out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. Ledford in the Tire Slick, Boomer Reynolds, AgTech Advantage, Atkins Seed Service, Edinger's Filling Station, and Dell and Joyce Nagel family. Mullins Powered Dynasty Race Car for Jeffrey Ledford in that 8L, and the 58 car, the Kenneth Roberts Motorsports, Low Voltage Solutions, Romer Machine Welding, Titan Racing Products, Mosquito Transportation, Cheap Cars, Nutrient Ag Solution, Bill Sports Shop, and Omega Motorsports, car number 58 for Garrett Alberson, the Clements Powered Longhorn with 4 wins on the year.
All right, first lap time for the 8L of Jeffrey Ledford, 13th quick, 1:3.337, and Garrett Alberson, oh no, trouble for the 58. and he makes the hard left-hand turn to the infield. He did get a lap, but it's 19th quick, a 14.465. And Jeffrey Ledford's second lap is a little better, 11th quick, 1.3300. But Ben, a tough break for Garrett Alberson in the 58.
Maybe just a little bit of fluid out of that 2 car. We'll try to get an update of what it may have been. As up next, it'll be Cody Overton. Cody Overton coming to us out of Thompson, Georgia, and the 81 of Jason Riggs out of College Grove at Tennessee. The Dave Stein Motorsports Big Dog Stuff entry, number 2 Budweiser entry for Cody Overton. Meanwhile, the number 81 car of Jason Riggs out of College Grove, Tennessee, 2-time winner this year, the Riggs Fiber, VG Performance, Andy's Towing, Dude Wipes, Tri-Own Flat and Box Trucks, Best One Tire and Auto entry for Jason Riggs.
7th quick for Cody Overton on lap number 1, and 19th fastest for Jason Riggs, his first time around. Meanwhile, several folks looking underneath the 58 of Garrett Alberson trying to diagnose the issue. Cody Overton's second lap not quite as good. He stays 7th, 1.3198. Jason Riggs' second lap also not as good. He's 19th with a 1.3544. Ryan Unzicker, Darren Klein, Ethan Dotson, your top 3 after 22.
And motor issues on the 58 car of Alberson. Tough break. They'll try to get the backup ready for heat race action. Up next, Michael Leach out of Sun River, Montana in the 09. The 32 of Bobby Pierce, current point leader out of Oakwood, Illinois. Michael Leach, the Dust Pods, Bill Stein, Longhorn Dynamics, Willow Ranch Wagyu, Hellraiser Jacks, Longbro Motorsports, Cornet, Powered Longhorn for Michael Leach. And the 32 of Bobby Pierce, 21 wins on the year. The Low Voltage Solutions, Rio Grande Waste Services, Mississippi Valley Transportation, Churchill Transport, Collins Brothers Towing, Fast One Speed Shop, Vic Hill, Powered Longhorn for Bobby Pierce, who's also the current World of Outlaw point leader.
Smooth operator Bobby Pierce, 4th quick on lap number 1, Ben, with a 1.3088. Michael Leach going to trip the trigger, 20th quick. His best lap is a 1.3.493. Bobby Pierce, second lap, not as good. He lays off the throttle coming across the line, but he is 4th fastest right now with a 1.3088. Ben, still just about 10 drivers left to qualify. Ryan Unzicker, the time to beat.
Coming up next, it'll be Frank Heckeness Jr. out of Frankfort, Illinois in the 99 Junior, the 33 of Mike Harrison out of Highland, Illinois. Heckeness, the Storage Squares USA, NDU Pullet, DirtOval66.com, Petrov Towing, Capital Signs, Junior Hauling, Vic Hill Powered Longhorn. Meanwhile, Mike Harrison with over 600 career wins, the 8-time Dirt Car Mod National Champion and 6-time Summit Nationals Champion, the Equipment Share, Franklin Enterprises, Lampley Motorsports, Midwest Excavating, Durham Powered Rocket XR1 for Mike Harrison with 3 wins on the year.
First lap time for Frankie Heckeness, 23rd, 1.4080. And lap number 1 for Mike Harrison, 21st quick, 1.3.533. Second lap time for the Frankfort, Illinois driver, Frank Heckeness Jr. A little better. He'll be 24th. Best lap, 1.3897. And Mike Harrison on lap number 2 is a little better. He's going to be 21st, 1.3530 for the Highland, Illinois driver. Ryan Unzicker is still the time to beat in Group B, 1.3.025.
Coming up next, Austin Smith out of Cedartown, Georgia in the 11, the 19S of Dustin Sorensen out of Rochester, Minnesota. Smith in the SCCS Solutions, Hesco Solutions, Cedartown Electric, Clements Powered Capital Race Car number 11, and Dustin Sorensen from the World of Outlaws Tour in car number 19. That driver with 1 win on the year that came in the modified, the Heavy Hitch, Sorensen and Sorensen Painting, Paulson Rock Products, Dusty Construction, JNS, JCB, Altenburg Construction, Pro Power Racing Engine, Longhorn for Dustin Sorensen.
Austin Smith, 4th quick, good lap, 1.3077 for the Cedartown, Georgia driver. Second lap, or first lap for Dustin Sorensen, 24th, 1.3573. Second lap for Austin Smith, not quite as good. He'll hold steady at 4th right now, 1.3077. That put him on the outside front row of a heat race. Dustin Sorensen's second lap a tick better, 1.3492. That's good enough for 21st. Unzicker, Klein, Dotson, your top 3 after 27 cars.
5 left to go. It'll be Jake O'Neill out of Tucson, Arizona in the 0. The 3S of Squirrel, Brian Shirley out of Chatham, Illinois. Jake O'Neill in the Hodges Farms and Dredging, Recore Centers, Red Eye Radiator and DPF Specialist, Texas General Mechanical, Vic Hill Powered Longhorn for the 0 of the Mod Ace, Jake O'Neill, and the 3S of Brian Shirley. 2 wins on the year for the 4-time Dirt Car Summer Nationals Champion, the Bob Cullen Racing, Hoker Trucking, Thompson Express, VP Racing Fuels, J&E Construction, and J&J Ventures and Gaming, the Durham Powered Longhorn for Brian Shirley.
First lap time for Jake O'Neill, 17th fastest, 1.3.332. And Brian Shirley lost the tail end of that race car over in turn number 4, and he is going to slide to a stop down on the inside of the racetrack. And that will draw the Midwest Sheet Metal Caution for the first time here in Sunoco Race Fuels Time Trials. And I bet Brian Shirley is going to try to get himself a good run.
Yes. Let's roll that replay, Tiffany.
Nothing is better than talking to your producer live right here on the air.
Let's do it.
Brian Shirley.
Live
Turn
TV.
4.
Oh, Concrete says, ouch for up. Cushing got him. He said, you know what, this lap's junk. I'm going to go. I'm going to save it up for the final one.
And candidly, I didn't see him catch the concrete either, but he certainly saw it and felt it. Brian Shirley now on the qualifying clock, and I believe he was on the clock there, so he, I think, only has one qualifying lap coming to him.
I agree.
All right, thank you. Lap number 1 for Brian Shirley, 11th fastest, 1:32.37 for the driver out of Chatham, Illinois. And Jake O'Neill, second lap, not quite as good. He'll be 18th with a 1:3.332. And Ben, just 2 drivers left to turn a lap.
Yeah, we had 3, but Alan Weiss are going to be a scratch. So up next, Hudson O'Neill out of Martinsville, Indiana, and the 6 and the 32 of not Chad, Chris Simpson of Oxford, Iowa. Hudson O'Neill in the K&L Rumley Enterprises, Lionel Racing, Senior Life Insurance Company, Rumley Energy Engineering, Massivi Transportation, American Racing Wheels, Cornet Powered Longhorn. 8 wins on the year for that driver. One of those came in that car down at Needmore to start the year. And the 32S of Chris Simpson out of Oxford, Iowa. The Hoker Trucking, CJ Trucking, Randy Davidson Trucking, Superior Cleaning Service Factory, CS, RM Enterprises, Durham Powered Longhorn for Chris Simpson.
28th fastest for Hudson O'Neill on lap number 1:13. Yes, I bet he does too. We'll see if he does. Chris Simpson goes 12th quick, 1:32.53. Here comes Hud. Lap number 2. Third quick, 1:30.57. You called that one. Chris Simpson's second lap is not quite as good. He will be 13th with a 1:32.53, and that is a wrap on Sunoco Race Fuels Time Trials here tonight. How about this? Ryan Unzicker, quickest in Group B with a 1:30.25. Darren Klein, second, 13:03.1. And Hudson O'Neill, last car out on the racetrack, third quick with a 1:30.57. They will start on the front row, or on the pole of heats 4, 5, and 6. Joining them alongside Ethan Dotson, Austin Smith, and Bobby Pierce.
You know something cool? 6 events this year, 6 different drivers have been the Sunoco Race Fuels Fast Qualifier. As we'll head down where Mike Norris has caught up with Ryan Unzicker.
Well, I tell you what, after a big weekend, a big win with the Mars, former champion, I tell you what, Ryan's second Mars win, take a little momentum. And you come in 66 cars here tonight in Group 2. You're the fastest man. You got a little momentum coming into this big weekend.
Yeah, we got some good momentum, like you said. Really just a testament to my guys, Maynard, Bobby, Ben. They've been working their tails off for me. I've just been the lucky guy to drive. And my great sponsors, LVS, Rim Tech, Fuel Factory, Buddha Bird Transmissions, Mosquito Hero. We got a bunch of them, but anyways, I just appreciate y'all. You know, we got one step done, and we just got to keep clicking the next couple steps here.
Guys, Flying Ryan is fast early on. Hey, one more note as well. I sent a message to DJ, but 18 of Shannon Babb had to go to a backup car. He hurt an engine, the primary car. So Shannon Babb to a backup car. Obviously, it runs pretty well. Had a good qualifying effort, but something to keep our eye on here this weekend.
Well, we're also going to keep an eye on Garrett Alberson, a driver that in the thick of things for the title this year. And you see the spark out the bottom, pulled to the infield during Sunoco Race Fuels qualifying. And no sleep for the wicked as over in the pit area. He said, well, first you see the trail of fluid. And that is not the rain kind. And you see the backup car coming out of the hauler immediately. So that team's going to work. He'll start on the back of a heat, try to race his way in. If not, he'll evaluate if he's eligible for a provisional later tonight. Also, I want to do a big shout out to I-Beam Sliding Doors. I know we're going to talk to John Fair a little bit later, but man, they are not just a great sponsor of this event, they're a great sponsor of racing, and we cannot do One for the Road presented by I-Beam Sliding Doors without great marketing partners like them. And I want to thank them, DJ, because they are very loyal to us, much like that one right there.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been I-Beam Sliding Doors, been with us, I think, since the beginning, right? When we had the very first One for the Road. Absolutely. We also want to send a big shout out here this entire weekend to the great folks at Pontiac RV. They've been family owned and operated for 45 years. Long time supporter of the Fairbury Speedway. Check them out at PontiacRV.com. FloRacing.com.
And I got one more thing before we go to break tonight. Make sure when you leave, take your blankets, your seats, your chairs with you. The grandstands will reopen 10 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. We're going to step aside. They're having Falls Palooza up there outside of turn number 2 on the bus. We're going to thank some marketing partners. When we come back,
Green's the real star up there.
When we come back, Corn Dog and the gang is going to get the party cranked up in turn 2.
Welcome back to FloRacing Night in America from America's Dirt Track, Fairbury Speedway. We are live atop our Turn 2 bus set. Derek, we didn't get to do this earlier because it was too hot. Can I hear a little noise from my bus people over here? I didn't get it earlier. There we go. A little hot for him. Led by Jake Green, our very own Jake Green. But Derek, we're back. Qualifying and hot laps are in the books. And it was interesting qualifying, right? Dennis Erb comes out in that first group and goes 3/10 quicker than anybody. That is just a matter of the Illinois veteran having more laps here than anybody. Let's take a look at the overall top 10, Suave.
It was like monkey see, monkey do. He went to the bottom 3/10 faster than everybody. Then you had a couple guys try to run that middle bottom, just can't do it like the one-man band. And, yeah, he was fastest overall in Group A at a 12.7. But, hey, Illinois guys good, just like in Group B as well, Ryan Unzicker.
Yeah, Ryan Unzicker. What a night it would be here, too, if the El Paso Express could somehow find his way to $20,000. Here are your overall top 10. Dennis Erb Jr., Jonathan Davenport. You know, for not liking Fairbury, he's pretty good here.
Yeah,
Ryan Unzicker, Darren Klein, fresh off the Bob Gardner episode, 4th overall. Huddy in that Kevin Rumley car. Ethan Dotson, the native Californian. Smith, Bobby Pierce still in the top 10. Dalton Wilson, and Brennan Smith, Derek, in the top 10 as well at a 13.0. That's a nice lap.
Yeah, he's flexing his muscles, ran ran that Summer Nationals, was up at Houston's. Before going down to Florida, wanted to come here and race the Prairie Dirt Classic, want to be part of it, and good start to the weekend. Top 10 qualifying ever for the Panhandle State, or is it Panhandle State?
Yes. So I think the Sunshine State is what you're looking for.
Panhandle part of the state, I guess, right, yeah.
We've got Roger Stryker and Chad Bowman and the Falls Track Prep crew are doing a little bit of track prep. It's going to give us a week, for those of you watching at home, to go to our moments of the week, Derek, and there's an awful lot going on the FloRacing platform. Let's take a look at that right now. Derek, we start in the great state of Ohio with some sprint car racing. High limit, emotional story here. Cole Macedo, the brother of Carson Macedo, gets his first ever national tour win at Fremont. Okay, that's a big deal. Look what happens after the checkered flag flies. This was last Monday. He goes into turn 1, Derek, and completely junks the race car, flips it end over end. You've got another low angle replay here. Look, this was Derek. He wins the race. He wins 20 grand. Have you ever seen that in your life?
That guy went 20 feet in the air. And like, I'm starting a proclamation that I'm going to make sure sprint cars are safe, no more flipping. We're going to figure out a way. I'm going to lead experiments and everything. But yeah, his first national touring win, ended it with style with a barrel flip there.
At that.
Good win.
20 grand. Congratulations. Here's $30,000.
And his brother won last night.
That's right. Let's move from Ohio to Iowa, I should say.
Celebrate.
And how many times can Marshalltown Speedway be on this list? Really, it is one of the best tracks in the country. Trip Gaylord and Zane DeVilbiss, Derek. Last lap right here. DeVilbiss with the slider. Looks like the 18 car is going to win this race. We're in a drag race to the finish right here. Look at the scoring monitor. Boom. Gaylord gets him. Marshalltown, Derek. Top 5 track in the country.
Yes. The eye test doesn't say that guy won. My eyes, anyway. So
we're in a bad angle.
Luckily, we got the race monitor that knows. But what a finish. Year after year, race after race. Street stocks, late models, modifieds here. Always put on a show, and I don't know.
If you like one photo finish, I got another one for you. Let's switch to pavement right now. And this is some of the best racing in the country.
We do pavement?
We do. The NASCAR Mod Tour. These are badass race cars. Patrick Immerling and Tommy Catalano, what an Italian name, exiting turn 4 right there, coming to the checkered flag. Catalano wins it, Derek, by 7 1/1000ths of a second. Suave. Pavement? Let's get them with some more pavement mod racing. What do you say, me and you?
Me and you next week. We're going to the big show. You can take me.
Oh, to Hickory.
Yeah, I'll go.
All right. But pavement mods, so they froze it right here. This is not frozen on your screen. The scorers froze this for the replay. What a finish.
Roy after Roy.
Tommy Catalano gets the win, which I love. Those are your moments of the week. Invocation National Anthem and 6 super late model heat races are up next from Fairbury. Derek and I will be back right here just before the feature and in the post-race show with Devin Moran. Bus, can I hear you one more time?
Yes.
Bus?
Oh, they're rowdy.
Yeah,
control yourselves, guys.
Calm down
yourselves.
up here. We'll take a commercial break. Back with Ben and DJ after this.
Impact Race Gear is your source for custom race shirts. We are certain that you will see the same things that hundreds of racetracks, teams, organizations, and manufacturers have already discovered. When it comes to quality and service, we simply can't be beat. We are not one of those here today, gone tomorrow print shops. Impact Race Gear has been trusted for years by racers all across the country. Give your fans and sponsors what they deserve. Simply awesome race shirts. Visit us online at impactracegear.com to learn more and start your order today.
Established in 1983, FK Rod Ends has been the industry leader for both midget and micro racing. Family owned and operated, we take pride in our products and our name because we know you value yours. Visit our website, www.fkrodends.com, to find out how you can join our winning team. FK Rod Ends. To beat the best, you've got to use the best.
Since 1978, Snake Manufacturing has been the leader in high-performance power steering. Employee-owned and built in the USA, we proudly deliver the best in-class steering equipment. With constant innovation and development, we push performance to the next level because champions demand the best. When precision matters and performance counts, trust the experts. Sweet Manufacturing. Let us turn your wheels.
Welcome back to Fairbury Speedway and the 6th annual One for the Road presented by I-Beam Sliding Doors. 66 FloRacing Night in America Super Late Models presented by Kubota in the pit area. We're moments away from the first heat of the night, so let's head downstairs to DJ for opening ceremonies.
All right, Ben, thank you so much. Well, as always, I'm joined with a special guest down here, my good friend John Fair from I-Beam Sliding Doors. And John and I were just talking. I said, man, I feel like I ask you the same thing all the time, but I also feel like it's relevant because you guys have been a partner for so long. Tell us once again about I-Beam Sliding Doors, where you're located, what you do.
Yeah, DJ, I just want to say thank you to all the fans for coming out here tonight, and what a great honor it is to help kick off the greatest week in dirt here at Fairbury, the biggest show on dirt basically here this week, and it's been such an honor to come here and represent I-Beam Sliding Doors and bring my team and help celebrate this track and this location, this place, all the great people that put this on. Just a wonderful event, and I'm so blessed to be able to come here and help kick off the biggest week there is in this town.
You guys are located just down the road in Chenoa. Remind me and remind the folks here, what is I-Beam Sliding Doors and what are your specialties?
We specialize in ag building doors and airplane hangar doors, large doors, wind-rated doors, don't blow off, they work all the time. We are well known to have the best door out there as far as ag-related structures, ag-related buildings, and also commercial hangars, things like that. Get into large openings and big hangar doors. Also, ag industry is huge for us. We do a lot of ag buildings, a lot of commercial buildings as well. So it's been a very, very exciting time.
And why this event? Again, you and I were talking off camera earlier, but this event, you guys have been here really from the beginning for this FloRacing Night in America presented by Kubota Race. Just tell me a little bit about why you continue to support this speedway and this event in particular.
Well, being born and raised here in Fairbury, of course. I mean, it's just been a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing for the town. This track is and the Curl family and all the work that goes into this and everybody that supports it, all the fans that come into this big event. It's just been outstanding.
All right, John, thank you so much. We appreciate it, and thank you to everyone here from I-Beam Sliding Doors.
Thank you very much.
Give him a round of applause, Fairbury. John Fair and the great folks with I-Beam Sliding Doors. Before we get underway with this evening's opening ceremonies, we'll send it back up top to my good friend, Mr. Ben Shelton.
Thank you very much, Dustin. Jarrett, getting word down there, they're giving the track a little extra TLC on a steamy evening here in the land of Lincoln. So we're going to step aside. We're about 5 minutes away from opening ceremonies as far as our invocation and our Star Spangled Banner. So one last chance to take a pause for the cause. When we come back and start racing, it is going to be hammer down the rest of the night. We're here at Falls. It's a warm July night, and we'll be right back with racing action with FloRacing Night in America presented by Kubota. Welcome back to Fairbury Speedway and polishing the slime off on the old hashtag falls out there. It's a humid night and they're making sure the racetrack is ready to go for 6 heat races. I tell you what else has got us ready to go. A lot of great racing coming up here on FloRacing in the coming weeks. And without further ado, I tell you what, Tiffany, let's throw it up there. We're here at Matt Curl's Palace of Speed. How about Matt Curl's Mars Late Model Championship presented by FK Rod-Ins? Jason Fager going for 3 championships in a row, and they're back in action in the Sycamore Showcase in Maple Park, Illinois, August 8th, and the mighty Macon Speedway in Macon, Illinois, August 9th. Kankakee here in the land of Lincoln on August 22nd, Red Hill and Sumner, Illinois on August 23rd, then Farmer City, the Chuck Wagon 40 on August 29th. All of that coming up. The Mars Racing Series, that's on FloRacing. I tell you what, it is a hornet's nest every single night for those guys. And looking out to the racetrack, and the track staff's making their way to the infield. We're going to head back downstairs to Dustin Jarrett with tonight's opening ceremonies.
All right, thank you very much, Ben. If you are able, we'll ask you at this time to please rise first for this evening's invocation. All right, Fairbury, let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for letting us be here this evening, Lord. We thank you for the day you've blessed us with. It's hot, but you kept Mother Nature away from us this evening. We ask you at this time, Lord, bless these drivers, watch over them, help guide them in the decisions they make, and keep them free from injury here tonight. Be with the staff, the spectators, the crews, all of us, Lord, both here at the racetrack and later on this evening. Father, we're thankful for those that serve, that continue to make this the greatest country in the entire world. And above and beyond all else, Lord, we're thankful for your Son, Jesus Christ. As we know, because of his death, burial, and resurrection, we have a chance to eternal life with you. We ask all of this in his name, and all God's children said, amen. Thank you very much, Fairbury. We'll ask you to please remain standing at this time. Forest, Illinois' Emma Goodwin will honor us with the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
One of your own from just down the road in Forest. How about another round of applause, Fairbury, for Ms. Emma Goodwin? And I think it's time to start. Oh, wait. Oh, boy. That's right, Fairbury. We've got just one question to ask. Front stretch, back stretch, and turns 3 and 4. Everybody in unison, I want to hear you. Are you ready? When the hair on your arm stands up, that's a damn good sign. Let's get underway with heat race number 1. Ben Shelton, I'll send it back up to you.
I love it. I saw my number 1 videographer out there, Adam Martz, taking it in on the backstretch. It's time for 6 FloRacing Night in America heats presented by Kubota. Up first, Integra Shocks and Springs Heat 1, 10 laps the distance in all of these heats. Top 3 to the feature, but the winner of Heat 1, well, he's going to be on the pole here tonight. And the lineup for Heat Race 1 is going to look like like this. In car 28 out of Carpentersville, Illinois, it's Dennis Erb Jr., former World of Outlaws champion, and to his outside, young upstart driver out of Dade City, Florida, Brendan Smith in the 17 SS. Moving back to row number 2, your defending Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series champion out of Evans, Georgia, the 76 of Brandon Overton, into his outside, former World of Outlaws champion, the 157, it's Mikey Marlar. Row 3, second in the World of Outlaws standings, he hails out of Mooresville, North Carolina, Nick Kaufman in the 9H, into his outside, former Lucas Oil and Outlaw champion, T-Mac Timmy McCready in car 9. It's an all-9 row number 3. Back in row 4,
well,
give it
thank you.
away,
I made
DJ.
it.
What do we got? You're back. You're back.
I'm back. I'm so back. It's going to be Richmond, Indiana's tricky Tristan Chamberlain in the 20 TC. And on his outside out of Marshalltown, Iowa, the 19R, the Reaper, Ryan Gustin. Row number 5 out of Milano, Oregon, Justin Duty in the 15D. And on his outside, out of Centerville, Pennsylvania, the 111 is Max Blair, your final starter. Out of K3, it's going to be Chase Osterhoff in the 130.
So we'll get them lined up here. 10 laps the distance. Top 3 move off to the feature. Everybody else in a B main. Mike Norris, you've been down trackside. They work in the racetrack. You know this place as good as anybody's. They roll the slot in. What do you look for in this first heat?
Well, yeah, it's definitely set ready to get falls. Matt and I rolled across it. It's nice and sticky, nice and tacky. It looks good. We got a cushion. They're going to be low, high, middle. Shannon Babb told me earlier he loves what he sees. It's going to be a fun night at Falls. We're ready to go.
Well, if Shannon Babb likes what he sees, then I feel really good about it. Shannon knows this place really well.
Yes, I was going to say, it's almost like this Babb guy knows his way around Fairbury, right?
Yeah, and a year ago, he was painfully close to having the win here. Could he get redemption here tonight? And I tell you what, I want to thank Kubota Genuine Parts. When it comes to maintaining your Kubota equipment, don't settle for anything less than the best. Kubota Genuine Parts are engineered specifically for your machinery, ensuring optimal performance and longevity. Keep your equipment running smoothly and efficiently with parts designed for your Kubota. Trust the brand that knows your machine inside and out. Choose Kubota Genuine Parts. And again, we thank them so much for their support of our series presenting sponsor. And over the past few years, you're seeing Kubota everywhere.
Yeah.
And again, support them. Let them know where you heard about them. As tonight, round 6 for FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota. DJ, it's hard to believe we're past the halfway mark of season number 5.
I mean, we've got 4 races left, actually. And, you talked about it earlier. Our next event is going to be at Bulls Gap at the Volunteer Speedway coming up on September 11th. That'll be the Scott Bloomquist Memorial. We then head to Hopstad, Indiana 2 weeks later at the Tri-State Speedway. And as always, our season wraps up at Sonoy Raceway in Sonoy, Georgia, with the Peach State Classic. FloSeries.com. That's FLO Series.com for all the latest news, scheduling information, and more.
Check it out. As getting this racetrack rolled in, and you got to think this first heat, man, it's probably going to be maximum traction, and you can't afford to make a mistake early in this one because it's going to cost you. 10 laps goes by in a hurry. Beautiful overhead shot.
I love it.
And I know, if you're on the East Coast, you're like, man, it's 10 o'clock and you guys are starting heat races. It was the right decision today.
Yeah.
It was a hot day, and we didn't want to put the staff, the fans, the drivers, the crews, anybody in danger. So we backed it up. It's still a little warm tonight, but it's you let Big Red set in the sunset. It only helps the cause. So we appreciate everybody's patience running a little bit later than we normally do at these events. But hey, we're the only class tonight. So that means 6 heats, 2 B mains, and a 50-lap feature, and that will wrap it up here tonight in Fairbury.
And we're here for 4 days as well. Of course, we're going to be off tomorrow. Lots of things happening. You talked about it earlier. Of course, the Prairie Dirt Classic. Our good friends over at Dirt Vision have that the rest of the weekend. Make sure you check that out as well, or check out one of the great events that we have here on Flow. Mike Norris, back down to you.
Hey, coming up tomorrow as well, we got the golf outing all afternoon. I'm going to just tell you golfers to stay hydrated and have some fun, but stay hydrated. Also, don't forget, we got the big door panel and auction benefiting the Shriners Children's Hospital, so make sure and come down there and bid on a door panel. That's going to be awesome as well. And then we got some live music. It's going to be a great day tomorrow.
I can't wait to see what Ben wins at the Shriners auction this year.
Every year you get to my wife and you con her into buying things. We left with a Blackstone grill last year.
Blackstone grill last year, and I may or may not have influenced Cheryl to get the final bid on that.
If there's not a place to make impulse buys that's not the Shriners auction, I don't know what it is. That goes to a great cause.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I will gladly always make some impulse buys down there to support that amazing foundation. And kudos to Matt Curl, Gunnar Sullivan, everybody here. They do a lot to support Shriners, and nothing but respect for that.
Yeah, amen, man, amen. In the
number one, Mike Norris, the number of people, and two, the number of items that are auctioned off just continues to grow every year.
We got a couple of special auction items you don't want to miss. A couple of door panels from absolute legends, if you know what I mean. I'm telling you, you need to be there because there's going to be some amazing stuff. Dan Kukuk, Eric Jarks, the whole gang, their wives. You know, the wives are always behind it as well, so we got to give kudos to them. I know Abby Fager's been down there. I'm telling you, you do not want to miss this auction on Thursday. And if you're, well, no, I got to say it. I almost did. I'm not going to say it.
Tease it.
No, go ahead. Yeah, wait, okay, can you
be some good door panels.
Okay, all right.
And Abby Fager is the ultimate collector of debt down there. You don't bid on something and
wasn't
you don't
real
pay,
sure where you were going with that. Yes,
well,
no.
I mean,
Abby will hunt you down.
She
yes.
will, and she does an amazing job. That is not an easy job, Abby. You do a great job, and I have no doubt you're going to get some of my money tomorrow. Lights are down on the Speedway. This is Integra Shocks and Springs Heat Race number 1. Dennis Erb Jr., Brendan Smith, Illinois and Florida on a Wednesday night. Why not? First of 6 heats, 10 laps the distance, top 3 to the feature. The winner will talk to Norris side by side through turns 3 and 4. The winner of a start zone. Green flags up. We're underway.
And they pass right underneath of us here. If you're watching at home, remember your camera is on the back straightaway here at Fairbury Speedway. Side by side momentarily for the lead. Dennis Erb Jr. trying to back up that Sunoco Race Fuels quick time. He's going to lead lap number 1 over Brandon Overton.
Overton's in tow right there. Smith back in third, but Marlar on the cushion. Got the Longhorn putting the whip to her down the back straightaway. Battle for the transfer out front. Little brake sparks off the 28 car. Dennis Erb, no harm, no foul. He leads the way.
How about Brendan Smith right now, Ben, hanging on to that final transfer spot in third. Mike Marlar is trying to get the cush going here at Fairbury. He's feeling falsy. He'll get up to the high side of the racetrack. Nearly drives it all the way down to Rick and Anita's. He gets it back under him, and it's still Brendan Smith hanging on to that final transfer.
Working lap 4 of his 10 lap affair. Brendan Smith's got it, but he gets a little sideways off the corner. That allows Marlar to close in. That is a cool shot through 3 and 4. Brendan Smith's got the spot. Marlar's putting the whip to it, but it's Dennis Erb Jr. and Brandon Overton, your top 2. The third spot, well, it's under contention behind them. DJ back in 5th. It's Hoffman with McCready working on him, then Tristan Chamberlain.
We double it up for those of you at home as Dennis Erb Jr., your race leaders on the left side of your screen, on the right side of your screen. That battle for the final transfer continues to rage on. Marlar's got himself a good run down the back straightaway. Sparklers and snakes, as our good friend Jay Van would say. Here comes the 157.
Marlar to third, 6 down, 4 to go. Brendan Smith battles back to the inside. How about Brendan Smith? The Floridian hadn't been home in 2 years, I don't think. They ran the Summer Nationals this year. They were at Houston last weekend. Brendan Smith takes the spot back out front. Dennis Erb Jr. about 1 second over Overton.
We talk a lot about the drivers that take their lumps out on the road. Brendan Smith, one of those last year. He ran for that Lucas Oil O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year award. He went out on the road with the Summer Nationals this year, as you mentioned, Ben, and right now he finds himself in a transfer spot in a star-studded field of FloRacing Night in America drivers coming around this time to the 1 to go.
1 to go. Marlar throws it in on Brendan Smith. That's the battle for the transfer. We're going to keep it locked there on the right side of your screen. Erb leads away. Oh, Marlar gets in there hot. He's going to dial it out. Oh, no. And we will have the caution. He was the driver's side facing traffic, and we will see the green and the white flag together. We will not see the Deathridge Opticians choose cone because we're past the halfway mark. We're to the halfway mark. But we'll see that later.
But it is the Allgaier Performance, 1 to go. What could possibly go wrong here? So tough break for Mike Marlar. He'll rejoin the field at the tail. It's Dennis Erb Jr. out front, Brandon Overton second, Brendan Smith third, and Brendan Smith will have a new challenger for the final transfer spot. Nick Hoffman and Tim McCready will move up into positions 4 and 5, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the instant replay and see exactly what happened to the 157 of Mike Marlar.
MD3 5-star instant replay. Marlar had tried to get around Smith on the outside, looks to the inside, oh man, runs out of racetrack. Marlar goes around. The white flag had flown. We usually have to come back to the checkered, but as you're going to see, Marlar sitting there, driver's door, and there's about 5 competitors behind him. Yeah. We're not going to put the drivers in danger. So you saw the Midwest Sheet Metal caution. Again, to the halfway mark and past it, we will be a single file restart in prelims as the Midwest Sheet Metal yellow lights are turned out, but we will have the Allgaier Performance 1 lap shootout.
Somewhere watching at home in Indiana, James Essex was begging to do the choose cone.
I don't know that James would have run out there tonight. She's a little sticky.
All right, green flag's going to wave this time. A 1-lap dash to the finish. Top 3 transfer. Dennis Erb Jr., Brandon Overton, and Brendan Smith lead them back to the green.
Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Dennis Erb Jr., your leader, second to Overton. DJ third. Brendan Smith Checkered flag in the air, and your winner, Dennis Erb Jr. Second will go to Brandon Overton. Third to Brendan Smith. Nick Hoffman, Tim McCready, Tristan Chamberlain, Justin Duty, Max Blair. Everybody else will head off to a B main.
So finishing in the third spot is going to be Brendan Smith. Finishing in second, it's going to be Brandon Overton. And the winner of heat race number 1, the driver out of Carpentersville, Illinois, in the Vomac Truck Sales, McBride Mack, Kaiser Manufacturing, PFC Performance, ARI Shocks, BP Racing Fuels, Dundee Heating and Air Conditioning sponsored number 28. How about a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Dennis Erb Jr. So Brandon Overton and Brendan Smith cross the scales. Dennis Erb Jr. is going to make his way up on the scales. And he is going to get the thumbs up. There it is. So Dennis Erb Jr. crosses the scales. He's going to make his way around the corner and into Droop Check, where he will grab a word with our very own Mike Norris.
Well, thank you guys very much as Dennis Erb heads our way. Again, it's got a Mars feature win at Spoon River. We're going to be headed back there on the Labor Day weekend. Look forward to that. And again, as you mentioned, 2004 PDC champion. And he's perfect on the night. Had a great qualifying lap. And again, a good heat race win. It's going to take a while to get that bottom side slowed down, the top side equaled up. Congratulations. Congratulations, Dennis Erb. A big heat race win. You're off to the right start here on a big weekend.
Yeah, I mean, they went out there, put a little water on it there, and, we're just able to get out front and roll around there, and hopefully, we'll have a good run here tonight.
Well, you led every lap, guys. Perfect in qualifying, perfect in a heat race. We'll see if Dennis Erb Jr. can go to victory lane later on.
Well, it's K1 Race Gear Heat 2 on the pole. It'll be Jonathan Davenport out of Blairsville, Georgia in the 49, and Ricky Thornton Jr. in the 20 RT, the Arizona native.
Row 2 on the inside, New Berlin, Illinois, Brandon Shepard of the Rocket 1, and on his outside, that is Zebulon, Georgia in the 25, Shane Clanton.
Your top 3 starters, all former series champions. Row 3 will be Drake Troutman out of Hyman, PA in the 22 start, in the 49 T of Jake Tim out of Winona, Minnesota in the 49.
Fourth row back on the inside. Keep your eyes on the 19-year-old out of West Lebanon, Indiana. That's going to be Braden Keller in the K67 on his outside. In the M27, that's going to be Mike Provenzano.
And your final 3 starters will be like this. Inside of row 5, Eli Johnson out of Clewiston, Florida in the 55E. The 12 of Doug Drown out of Worcester, Ohio. The 17 KN of Brock Morris from Charleston, West Virginia. 11 cars, 10 laps, top 3 to the feature. Top 3 to the feature. Winner will start third here tonight.
Going to roll this racetrack in just a couple more laps before we turn them loose. Winner of this one will start third in tonight's main event inside row number 2. Jonathan Davenport and Ricky Thornton Jr. on the front row, and Brandon Shepard on the inside of row 2 has been mentioned. 3 former series champions in the first 3 starting spots in this one. Davenport in the 49, Ricky Thornton Jr. last year at this race was behind the wheel of the K&L Rumley number, well, it was a 20 RT, but it was the Rumley Enterprises car. Came from the 15th starting spot to get the win, and of course Brandon Shepard behind them in the Rocket 1. Sheppy, a 3-time Prairie Dirt Classic champion, and picked up the win in the FloRacing Night in America event here at Fairbury back in 2021. Jonathan Davenport, no stranger to victory lane here at Fairbury as well. He's the 2015 PDC champ. Caution light's going to be turned off. Green flag is going to wave, I believe, the next time by. Davenport and Thornton in row number 1. Shep and Clanton in row 2. Drake Troutman and Jake Tim in row number 3. Braden Keller and Mike Provenzano in row 4. Eli Johnson, Doug Drown, and Brock Morris will bring him to the green. One more lap coming to the drivers here in K1 Race Gear Heat number 2.
Yeah, got a few things sorted out here. And yeah, Jonathan Davenport, he was a series champion back in 2021, the first year. And then Ricky Thornton Jr., last year's champion. Brandon Shepard, champion in 2022. And of course, Bobby Pierce in 2023. So we're going to see if we have our first repeat champion here in year 5 on the tour. Bobby Pierce leads the way. And again, he won the title in 2023.
And 3 former Prairie Dirt Classic champs right there as well in those first 3 starting spots. Green flag's going to wave this time by. 10 laps the distance. Top 3 transfer Jonathan Davenport and Ricky Thornton Jr. leading to the green.
Davenport down low. Thornton heads to the cushion. Clanton back in third. He battles door to door with a 1 car down the back straightaway of Brandon Shepard through turns 3 and 4. Who is going to lead lap number 1? Scorch Jonathan Davenport, but crossover. Oh man, contact down in 1 and 2. Davenport gives the chrome horn to the 20 RT. This one could get wild, DJ.
It sure